All right, chat. It is time. It is time for the finals. It is going down. Going down for real. It's not a Chiron and what that might be.
Yeah, I'll be
Watch from
honest.
someone's POV.
Yeah, you could watch from someone's POV. But I'll be honest. I love the tier 2. Can't remember which item it is, but every ADC goes in. I think they should, even on an ability-based ADC, like some people argue about Chiron. I think he probably will go, like maybe a hybrid, but that is pretty big.
That is pretty big. Mini's taking off the red. Sobek's obviously getting poked down. Hell's going to be able to utilize that heal.
Yeah, this is good. I mean, both tanks have pretty much gone down, so now you got to think about sustainability. I mean, if they're able to just, you know, sustain up with the Hell, which I'd imagine they're going to, since they drafted it, you know, maybe they lose red, but they get everything else. Which team are you thinking is going to be solid late game, Blondie?
I mean, honestly, I'm going to lean more toward the Baba Yaga, the Hell, Ishtar late game. Obviously, you have a ADC that is predominantly auto attack based. You also have a lot of utility in Baba and Hell are more often not mid to late game gods in general. While a Sobek and Zhang Kuei pressure are going to be more mid to early in displacement. However, when you offer the tankiness and how they build, it's going to be a little interesting. Go back. I don't know. I mean, both are going to be very good.
Yeah.
So Red's obviously got red, purple. Obviously, keep in mind real quick, I didn't mean to cut you off, that buffs were actually lowered XP and gold. So waves, obviously, you're going to tend to see way more important, even though that did offer them a little bit of a gold lead here.
Yeah, I think, you know, especially when you have Baba Yaga, Ishtar, Hell, your team is just so squishy right now compared to the other team. I think it's pretty fair to say that they're probably just not going to win early. Most abilities are probably going to be used on wave, and outside of that, you're probably just not going to poke them down too much. Not right now at this level. So I think it's more inclined for red team to just kind of wait for longer.
Yeah, I mean, build pathing is going to be a big deal here, obviously, because Sobek and Zhang Kuei are going to be incredibly tanky. How that Ishtar is going to be, how she's going to be building more so Pen, maybe going Dom, Kins, Oboe, into maybe an Exi, etc. And what that might look like to be able to hit some of these tankier targets on the Sobek Zhang Kuei, considering Zhang Kuei's got that Fizz Prots baked into his God character. The coin, obviously, like we'd mentioned, both ADCs with Griffins, so nothing out of the ordinary. It is a little interesting that Sobek wasn't able to pick up Thieves here because he elected for that T1. So he's not stacking, unlike the Hells already.
Yeah, already getting Karen's coin too. I mean, that's good on Baba. I usually don't see it too much, but the 16 fat percentage pin is pretty solid. Can't complain about that.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what I'm talking about, the Ishtar. I mean, if you also get some wards for the Baba, throw the potions over, this team just has so much safety. I mean, I really do like the fact that Zhong went Blink. I think he has to go Blink in order to even be relevant in these fights. I know he got a buff, but personally, I'm just not a big fan of Zhong. But I don't know. We'll see. Maybe he puts in work.
Obviously, Blue utilizing the heal to be able to maintain while Red's had to back several times. Relic choices, I thought it was a little interesting. The Zhang Kuei did elect for the Blink. He has it up. He is hovering on the side for that. Didn't get a chance to get it off as Red was wave clearing. Red is spawning here shortly, so it looks like we're just trying to poke them down so you can get a little bit of the prio on that.
Yeah, this team, I mean, pretty much its synergy is poke when you have abilities up and then run back and heal if anything happens to you, so. Okay, that was beads, right? That is a good beads, too. I mean, at least got it off before the plug
happened. The blink on the Zhang Kuei, big Ishtar ult in response. That is a fair amount of poke down on the Baba, yeah. So, honestly, Red should have guaranteed the red buff with that.
Yep, guaranteeing another red buff.
That is 2 ults for 2 ults.
And I mean, blue team is pretty weak. It
did land a block on the Baba, however, there's no follow-up as Red was a little lagged behind as they were clearing the red.
It forces the dash, though, which is big. That means they can barely step up for this blue. The blue should be reds as well.
Which they guaranteed it.
Yep, that's big. I mean, that's just big. And this is the problem where you're talking about like a late game team versus a fairly early game team, I mean, do you just allow all the buffs to go down? Like, granted, First Blood hasn't went down, but I mean, these guys are getting every buff on the map now.
They do have almost full map control, which, like I said, it is interesting that when you think of they have gotten every buff besides one blue that blue has been able to get early on. The gold lead isn't as significant as one might think, considering the lack of XP and gold that exists within those buffs. It's more of the XP we're looking at here. Stopping the back, Sobek plucks in. Not much is going to be lost or gained from that, honestly.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like they just kind of have to cast whenever they get a chance to. Still playing insanely safe. I mean, this team, I mean, I hate to say it, they're just not designed to kill anything. They're not until late, unless Tasty Taco's team somehow decides they want to blunder.
Donkway, just hovering a corner. The Hell obviously already pretty tanky with Thebes and a T2 magical. I'm assuming she's going to go into a show against for the Ishtar and assistance for the attack speed. Maybe Baba looks like she's going into a little bit of that Divine Ruin in response. And it does look like Ishtar is going to be electing and the Chiron both electing for the Dom second slot. The Horrific is an interesting choice considering the cleanse, the dash canceled by the Chiron.
Yeah, I'm not too sure how I feel about the cleanse. I mean, the Horrific. I'm not too sure how I feel about that. I definitely would have preferred to see a blink or something. I mean, getting relics on these guys is going to be their best thing, especially for a Sobek.
So Red obviously backing. It looks like both teams, 2 members of their teams backing in preparation for the red buff, kind of setting up for that. All ultimates online. I think the only one that's going to be interesting is how Ishtar is going to be able to play her ult, considering her beads are down for 70 seconds. So that is in the red team's benefit. That was a great cleanse by the Hell for the Sobek Fleck preemptively. Beads will not have to be extended.
Both ADC's builds, I think Dom's second item is just so good. I mean, the 16% penetration, you just hit so hard. Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's a massive amount of damage returned back to the Sobek in response.
That's good, though. I think that was worth it for them, to be honest, because they have a Hell. They can just heal up.
It's interesting Blue's electing to back off. Obviously giving Wave Prowl where Red guarantees the red buff, considering Blue decided to not go Wave there. It's a little interesting.
Yeah, that is a little interesting. I guess they were a little scared. I think they would have been fine fighting there, to be honest. I don't think they had to give up red, but I guess maybe securing a blue buff is
purple
a little
buff
bit
here?
better. Personally,
Quay is looking for that blink. He's hovering it.
They're definitely looking for
Ishtar beads is 10 seconds on.
Blue team is kind of grouped in a weird way to where like they can't really pick out a target if someone overextends. See, this is what I'm talking about. The mages that cast over the walls are just so strong. I'm really surprised they haven't been just warding the mid lane and just using the jungle just to cast over it.
I'm really interested to see, again, how the Baba build path along with the ADC and what that might look like. Cool-handed Luke, appreciate the follow, man. Welcome to the big bloody crew. So Blue electing to back. I'm assuming T2s on all 3. Spike selected for on Sobek. Looks like he's going into a Pride win. Baba looks like she's going to be going that Cloak 3rd. Prophetic Cloak obviously being able to be stacked by her passive.
Yeah,
the BBC is my acronym. Yes, big bloody crew.
I 100% agree with Cloak being 3rd. I think it's like a perfect spot to where like you still have quite a bit of damage, but now you're about to be insanely tanky as well.
That's a massive beads force by the Sobek, getting that pluck in, pulling the Ishtar's beads on cooldown. That way Zhang Kui can look for a blink engage, possibly get some damage off, and maybe even a possible kill to follow up on Chiron's ult. It is a little interesting that the Zhang Kui has elected at this point in time for full damage versus going a little bit of that bruiser-esque and just depending completely on the fizz prompts built into his already existing kit. Maybe both teams will elect it back here.
I'll be honest, I just don't like the Zong pick. I just feel like it's going to be so hard for Zong to get value here, but maybe with a nasty blink it could turn an entire fight.
Oof, unfortunate miss block. Doesn't take a ton, maybe a quarter of his HP off.
It's okay. I mean, I think at this point the blue team is just playing very safe. I mean, they just need to start looking for poke, yeah. If this Ishtar starts feeling a little bit more confident, the Baba Yaga also starts getting a little bit more damage. I mean, they can't sustain. Yeah, the poke is just so good. They should poke him too.
I think the Zhang Kui is going to have to elect to go more bruiser because as soon as we hit that third or fourth item slot, the blue team's going to be chunking for any misstep the red team's going to be doing.
Yeah, I mean, if they focus him, he will probably get bursted down. I guess they're really hoping that Sobek just becomes an insane front line for them.
There's the pluck. No, he doesn't have bead. Zhang Kui immediately goes into all three. Response immediately. Good kill. Yeah, well played.
Yeah. Blocking off also the Ishtar dash is the biggest thing there.
For the Sobek tail whip, cutting that off. Understanding and even maybe even keeping Relic Timer, aka Beats Timer, on the Ishtar and knowing she didn't have a response, she would have had to have ulted that pluck. It was a really good heads-up play by the Sobek.
Exactly. Has to ult the pluck. That is just the simple fact. Even if you don't want to ult the pluck, you have to just stay back. Like, you just almost have to give up the blue. Now, you know, they will have to fight for this tower. And I think they could, to be honest. I don't think... I mean, probably red team does take tower, but they can definitely see if they can defend.
I mean, ults are extended. They do have Ishtar beads coming up, so they'll have beads, relics on everyone here. It's going to be a little interesting, maybe if they get out of place, maybe they can poke them down and save the tower preemptively on that, but I'm not really sure if defending is the best call yet. We'll see what they do.
I feel like they're underestimating their damage, though, to be honest. They're just not really trying to poke. Either that or maybe the poking's just not happening.
We do have full prophetic cloak. She is starting to stack that on the Baba. We have Emperors, obviously a little late considering they do have Bull.
Alright, now their abilities are down. Red team should push in here. Keep slowly gaining.
Great cleanse by the Hell in response. Zhang Kui immediately blinks in.
Terrific.
That should be tower now. Blue's almost completely poked out and no response.
Yeah, that's tower for sure. Problem is now they have to give up that tower back and make sure that they can defend for Phoenix, because the last thing you want is someone at half HP just standing at tower line when 3 people are in front of them. Yeah, that's not good. He might be drafted just a bit too late. I think the Chiron's a perfect pick too. It can also get plenty of damage on the backline squishies. Probably going to focus purely on the Ishtar.
The blue team drafting so late might not even see that late game.
I mean, if they can hold off, the problem's going to be, how do you defend this Bull Demon, right? I mean, I don't think blue team has a chance of dying. It might not
be where you need to defend that Bull Demon necessarily and kind of go for that choke point, although red does have a very good all-in potential on that Titan and trying to end that game, so
I do think they have an all-in
defendable.
Yeah, I mean, do you not defend the Bull and then they potentially get Phoenix? I mean, at that point, it's just a matter of time before they kill Titan, right?
That's a big block. He cuts off the dash.
Wow,
that is well played. This alt's little...
I will say though, I don't... Yeah, ult's definitely forced. Well...
Great. Again, Sobek and Zhang Kui, full team played really well there. Sobek looking for that Ishtar. Honestly, I think it's a little ego that the Ishtar doesn't beads that Sobek's pluck, thinking there is no damage follow-up and decides to beads after the tail whip. still dying, unfortunately, in response.
Not just that, but if you look at the vision, red team does have vision at that choke point. That is, I mean, wards and vision are so important in these matches. Having just that one sentry there basically gave them a kill. Assuming that, you know, Ishtar didn't think that no one was there. But honestly, that death really didn't matter too much. I mean, of course, it holds back Ishtar, but Bull Demon still hasn't spawned, and they wasn't really able to capitalize off of it. So in my opinion, you know, of course it sucks that he died, but not the biggest deal. Now, if dying now would actually be pretty bad, because that would probably gain.
So what do you think here? Do you think this is even something you even bother to step up on? You give it up, trying to get to maybe one more item slot, taking the fight after? How do you think they actually...
I think you walk up. I think you walk up and at least look for a pick. I mean, there's potential. I mean, they are holding it back, so that was their potential right there. But I think they're just... Blue team's just playing so scared. I mean, I get it, I understand, but they have to fight at some point. I feel like they're just letting everything slowly die, personally.
Kind of bleeding out, and hopefully we can pull together something toward the end.
Yeah, I think this team has to... Someone has to be the initiator to get stuff out of this red team. Red team is just waiting until they have everything up to basically just win. And, I mean, who on blue team is going to walk up and just, like, force out a Zonquail? I don't think anyone is. So, the problem is... I don't know. I mean, I think they just lose.
Keep an eye on the fact. Sobek does have Blink. Maybe looking for something. Ishtar ults. They were trying to lock down the Sobek, but in response, Sobek's just going to ult. That massive Pride One proc shield that comes out.
I don't think people realize. I mean, this Sobek is just such a menace in Joust. Like he's in my opinion, he gets banned in my games. I'd never letting Sobek through, and if we are letting him through, we're picking him. He's just. Okay, so this is good. This is a good fight. They have to get some. They have to get somebody here.
Big. That's a pick. Ishtar's a little poked out though.
Huge. This could be big. This could be a D side. They just have. What? They ran?
Chiron looks like just dishing a little too much out in response as far as damage, as well as that pressure on Sobek. Really good heads-up play in response.
Yeah, I guess luckily they were able to back off, but man, that could have went so good for them.
I'm not necessarily not favoring. Maybe it's just itemization when Chiron's looking just to ult. Chiron has to get in auto range considering he's built auto attack. I don't think they have enough damage unless Chiron gets inside the Titan room.
To be honest, he's not going. He is going the auto attack base, which I think is fine in this case. Because to be honest, I mean he hasn't really needed to ult to kill anyone. I mean,
at the same time, it hurts their all-in Titan potential unless you get him in that room or you get a pick where you can push it in.
For sure. But I mean, honestly, he hasn't been touched. I don't think. I mean, I don't think anyone's even trying to touch the Chiron. He can build whatever he wants. He'll probably do a lot of damage. See, that's the thing. This team is forced to focus on a Sobek that they have to use so much on.
Could be game of blood pressure.
Yeah, I mean that's just. And that's the thing. You used all your resources on killing the Sobek, and now the backline is just destroyed. Yeah, that's good. I mean, Sobek showing why he's such a fierce force. I mean, there's just.
Sobek displacement obviously really punished them in a big way.
Yeah.
But GG's is all. Not a bad attempt.
Yeah. No, that was a good game.
Started really late.
Oh, it started very late.
Interesting. Okay. Well, I fast forward as much as possible. I guess we get the full game then.
Everyone else is gonna be watching.
Okay. All right, I guess, guys, I'm gonna make obviously an exception. Round 2 can start because I don't want to hold you up because this is brand new. This is a brand new start of the game. So, guys, feel free to start round 2. Admins, please okay that. Make sure the games are going on into round 2, please.
Let's see this.
Did not realize this was just starting.
Very interesting team comp by Blue. I mean, I personally, I'm not a big fan of on her, but he does have a lot of peel.
8-9 is also still going.
But I'll tell you what, Thoth is a good pick. If this Thoth can somehow figure out a way to get damage onto She-Ball, this could go really well for them.
Knuckle, that's okay. You can still okay it for round 2. For the few teams that are able and ready.
I
We'll
think
hold up
what
round 3. Sorry, go ahead, Jan.
yeah. I think with traditional comps, the team always forgets what their main objective should be. And if you have 2 damage dealers, you have to find a way to get your damage dealers onto the opposing team's carry. Every
Fair
traditional
DPS.
team somehow forgets this. Yeah, every team, because as soon as the double tank,
Gets
their carry
online
is
and they're
dead.
tanky enough. Yeah.
As soon as their carry is dead, they have nothing. They can't get anything. So even if your entire team basically deicides, if you kill the carry, they're not going to get anything. There's nothing they can do. And obviously we've seen that with the Hell game, right? Like the Hell, they're just never going to be able to even touch the Chiron or the Zong in that case, to be honest. I don't know. I think they got a chance. Watching team losing picks and bans is so cringe.
It's a big deal. I mean, giving Atlas Sobek X-Ball is pretty rough considering arguably all 3 of those are current meta. Yeah, you get Thoth, but the chase down potential on the Sobek Atlas kind of negates that. Like Jan did mention, you have to get to the enemy X-Ball. If you're able to kill that, a lot of that win potential obviously goes in your direction. But if you lose, it's pretty bad.
I'm not gonna lie, I disagree. I think Thoth is amazing. The problem is Thoth can be counterpicked, but in this case, I mean, he's not.
So much.
He should honestly never even be touched unless the Sobek gets blink or something, which they have to. I mean, he should never even be touched, and he should be able to poke for free.
Yeah, but the problem is who you're poking. You're poking Guardians, right? So arguably, you're poking at full flesh, right? Versus
Yeah, of course.
DPS. So Thoth's gonna find a lot of his value against a double DPS.
Yeah, I mean, of course, but he can still clear waves from a distance. He can cast over walls. I mean, there's ways to play it. Of course, people don't play Thoth correctly. He should have wards in the middle of the lane, even though that sounds weird. He should have wards in the jungle, and he can cast over the walls. That's where Thoth becomes very valuable. Of course it's going to be hard to cast onto a carry when there's 2 hunters in front of you. But what do you do then? Then you go into the jungle and you cast from a distance where they can't even see you. But the thing is, the reason Thoth is also so strong is he's just pure free value. He has no threat of dying, or shouldn't have any threat of dying, and he can always cast. That's just how it works. That's why he's banned. But obviously, Sobek and Atlas being in the game should also be banned.
Ooh. It's kind of a free ult from Empora. Obviously not contacting anyone.
You guys are crazy. You guys letting Thoth through every game.
Now Red obviously having wave pressure should be able to. Well, it looks like Blue, they frenzied. Expecting Blue to try to fight that. Maybe a misuse of frenzy entirely.
Oh, this is bad. This is any position of Blue during this is so bad for them. They are now forced to fight.
I'm gonna be honest. When I'm looking at these team comps, I favor heavily a double Guardian ADC in the late game over this DPS.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The traditional
I will
comp.
say,
I want to see I want to see a little bit more from this traditional comp, especially mid game. Maybe a 3-item spike. But if you let the 5-6 slot red team go at you, you're gonna lose that pretty heavily.
yeah, but here's the thing. I feel like Atlas is almost considered a mage in some cases. He's just so tanky, and he actually does just so much
damage. Is insane.
Yeah,
the health bar he has.
Yeah, he's very strong. They should have never been able to get this team, but I'm not. There's always a ways to win it.
So again, Erlong's electing for the Shoguns, it would look like. Second spot, he went Emperors first. Shoguns obviously for himself and Her. The double tank, super tanky. Aurora's probably going to go straight into that Emperors. Who's my co-host? It's Jan. It's a fair amount of poke down.
I'm really surprised.
A little value at poke.
Yeah, red team is just. I don't know why they're not just engaging, right? I mean, surely Sobek and Atlas aren't just scared to just run in.
I mean, I don't think there's any need, right? At this point, you're playing for money. You don't have to play it fast. You know you can almost guarantee late game once I hit 4 or 5 items. Why force something that just unnecessarily forced? Just stack your prophetic, get a couple items online where that poke's
To
gonna
be
lean
fair,
into
though, I
nothing.
think they're strongest right now, though. They need to be forcing fights. They're definitely not stronger than a traditional comp late game.
You think a double guardian is gonna be stronger here?
I mean, you think a mage isn't going to be stronger once they got 6 items instead of 1?
I mean, like you'd mentioned, I think Atlas's potential. At least I favor double guardian here. To be honest.
I mean, I think it's going to come down to the hunter either way. The hunter matters.
I think but I also think you're gonna find more value out of the X ball. Obviously, the power baked into his kit, but also his ult, right? And the double guardian, especially with the Atlas damage, is gonna shred through the prod shred and his ult. Just the natural protections and put a little damage on him. He's gonna shit on. He's gonna pretty well put into the dirt the double DPS in my opinion. But I guess we'll have to see. I mean, both these teams very good. Good roster
they definitely
behind them.
don't win early. That's guaranteed. Hunters need at least 3 or 4 items. I mean, this traditional team comp, any traditional team comp knows they can't win early. Not against double guardian. Their whole goal is to basically get items so that way they can fight late.
Yeah. I'm interested. Obviously, both teams are playing it really passive and slow, waiting to at least get to 3 or 4 items before they ever force or initiate a fight.
I get what you're saying, Trin, but here's the thing. Those guardians, unless they're blinking, that they're only getting maybe 2 abilities on at most, and then the Thoth is dashing. No Thoth is ever going to be just like dashing into someone and then sitting there. You guys have just not played against a very good Thoth, to be honest. When you play against a good Thoth, you realize why he's so good.
The back and forth poke is insane. I do find it interesting that Thoth dropping ults. Obviously, the red one is a lot more suspect. This one confirms the blue. I don't know if it's necessary, considering your double DPS. Just use the auto attack cancel impale on the honor or the Thoth abilities, but he elects to drop Final Judgment on the blue buff to secure it versus the double guardian. I mean, at this point, I am favoring the double guardian ADC mainly because just having that much pressure to even invade buffs this early is kind of insane.
No, of course. I mean, I think it's just so easy. I mean, honestly, I think they should be doing more than what they're able to get off right now.
The X-Ball elects to ult just to get some damage poke in on the tower. Obviously, having Dom allows him to do a little bit. He's not going to really see significant poke, at least until 4th item where he's able to really chunk that tower. I hate how that corner shoots me down. I apologize. They frenzied.
Yeah, I mean, they don't, do they have minions in?
They don't. Which is
this is very questionable Joust content. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm not really sure about that one, but
the guys should really just run. I mean, the guys should just go to Bull Demon and then just force a 3v3 fight. I mean, if they really wanted to use Frenzy that badly.
This is the Supreme Storm. Appreciate the follow, man. Welcome to the Big Blondie crew. That is a little interesting. Obviously, Blue could have elected to do a few things with that. Obviously, look for bull pressure on their back, being poked out. Maybe force a fight, knowing that they had used Expo ult previously, along with Frenzy was down. So they'd only have Shell in response, but electing to wait a little bit more in itemization before they can actually force a fight.
Oh, I mean, these teams are just... I'm not trying to be mean. Shibal just backed, killed them. Like, I don't know what's going on. Why are they scared?
Oh.
I mean, I'm not trying to be mean. Red team has no clue how Joust works.
You're talking about a roar.
I'm just saying, they're not familiar. Like, it's just clear. But I don't know if Blue is like... It seems like Blue is just scared. I mean, as they should be.
That is a fair amount of poke in response to that Atlas. No, obviously, having XC, Griffins, Thoth electing for the Ethereal Staff, 2nd item.
I think it's interesting. Neither tanks went Blink. I mean, that's going to be so hard for them to get in there.
The Frenzy pickup's a little interesting for sure. I mean, they're not going to find a lot of value on that sort of.
Well, even if you do pick up the Frenzy, you got to know when to use it, and they just don't know when to use it.
Oh, that pluck's going to be a pivotal miss. Obviously, you're going to have to be forced at all.
Yeah,
There's
I
the
mean,
all-in we'd mentioned.
This should get punished. This should get punished. Yeah, big. Okay, that's good. They forced a lot of ults. This should
Obviously, win a lot of poke. That should guarantee red to some degree. Maybe not, it looks like.
Maybe not. I mean, they're still tanky. I mean, but honestly, blue team's doing good. This is good for blue team. Blue team wants this to go.
Stops the back. Gets a good poke on the Atlas in response.
Blue team just wants to sit there and poke for as long as possible. And I mean, it's only going to get better for them as the game goes on. The poke may not be doing much right now, but it will eventually. What?
I'm surprised by that. That is a frenzy drop. They do confirm the red. Decides and elects to put that on the Atlas. Final Judgment a little off the mark. The Atlas ult used maybe to stop backs. Delay it a little bit. Is the hope there? I think the ultimate's maybe Relic's a little disconnected or disjointed, which is a little interesting.
Yeah, he is going a lot of pin. Not the build I would have liked to seen, but
The Thoth build, I'm not a massive fan of. Elects for the coin third. Obviously, you're just at that point, especially into a double guardian. It's very rare you're ever going to think about getting that stacked, especially in a cash match or cash tournament, right? Where it's going to be played extremely slow.
I can already tell you this game is going to be very long. I mean, it is going to come down to Thoth basically killing minions until he hits level 20. And red team just doesn't really seem like they ever want to actually force anything, so this is going to be something. Yeah, just getting poke.
We have Midgard on the Erlong Shen, obviously double frizz.
Yeah, I like the mid guard. I guess they're just going to be rushing at the Shibalanke. And I mean, look, the Thoth is just harassing the Shibalanke as he should be.
Elect to X-Ball a little bit more poke on the tower, it would appear. I'm not sure I'm a massive fan of the alt usage from the X-Ball always being used on the tower, but obviously that's the decision they decided to go for, trying to get the T1 pressure.
Yeah, it does have some really good percentage pin. Yeah, and here's the thing, it's like there's a thaw, so you'll never be able to get minions in the tower. But it's still going to ultimately come down to how good this on her can play against them.
There's a double ethereal on the Guardians. And a double Sunder pickup. Upgraded Sunder, might I add.
Yeah, it's an item.
That is 3 out of the 6. Obviously, ethereal extremely good. Being picked up third item or second item.
They just won't damage. I feel like they probably just feel like they do nothing.
I feel like at that point, though, especially as the on her went Kin's third, you're going to start to really feel like you're chunking, especially under that Sobek who has so much health.
I mean, honestly, I feel pretty good about blue team, man. If they can just keep farming and just eventually they will get to late and they will actually hit these guys. I mean, they're already doing quite a bit and they just use their... Okay, they just back off. You got sundered twice, you just run away.
There's the Frenzy. This should guarantee T1 this time around. That's a big pluck. Getting a ton of value there now.
I think should lose this hard. I mean, blue team just blundered really bad. I don't know why they tried to fight that. They should have just backed as soon as they got sundered. That was just a simple misplay. Still here with 1 HP.
Yonhurst looks like he's chasing a little bit here. Maybe looking to catch a lazy back?
Nah, no way. I don't even think he should be up here, to be honest. They really needed something to complement the poke that Thoth could do. on her just doesn't do that.
Well, it's going to come down to one more team fight. Probably looking to pick up Bull on the red team. Going purple Bull once that bird hits at least half, if not 3/4, guaranteeing they get bird and going in for a little bit of poke damage on the Titan, if not an all-in potential.
No, this is pretty much game at this point. There's just no way they would be able to defend. They probably just sit on the Titan and just She-Ball just hits it. They have to. This blue team has to focus on the She-Ball, but I don't think they know how to.
Looks like it is a pause, so I fast forward any of it. Did.
Okay, nice.
A Frostbound on there along Shen in addition to the already mid-guard slow.
That is interesting.
It looks like I'd mentioned, they are going to back, wait for that bird to hit half, if not 3/4. I'm going to push it position on this side of the map. X-Ball wanting to get it T2, maybe look like he's going into a Titans here.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think Erlong does anything for this team either, to be honest.
I don't think it offers any value. Maybe they're looking for the Erlong alt into a Final Judgment, aka alt from Thoth.
Yeah, I was thinking.
Maybe the thought process, but I don't think you're ever going to get that. Like, who you're actually going to do that to, the double tank, where you're going to hit it for a Final Judgment for maybe 700 at max?
That's what I was about to say. I mean...
Especially considering he did just pick up a Soul Reaver and you have Ethereal, so maybe you get a little value, but I don't think you're going to get the damage you're really looking for.
There's
a big pluck. Good slow. ADC, unfortunately, unable to really get any poke damage, so red, obviously, it turns out they're the ones overly poked. They should be just dropping back for red and straight into a bull. Obviously, guaranteeing that they can get bird with the fire wave pressure. This should be pretty standardized as far as how they play this. Now I want to see how blue responds.
Who's top damage?
A good call. Let me pull this up. And I'm going to go over to this side of the map. Obviously, red being on bull, like I'd mentioned, make sure they guarantee that with the last fire wave coming in with bull pressure.
Yeah, it just seems like every hunter's scared in this game.
He did go Titans. No oboe on the X-Ball at all, so obviously he's going to really shred whatever in front of him.
Thoth has just got to focus on She-Ball if he can. I know he's just casting now, but they really should try to... Oh, they're just going to give it up.
This is going to be a little interesting as far as if the tanks are able to step in and really do anything here. The X-Ball can ult and do a fair amount of damage dice poke from a distance. Again, tanks look like they're electing to play this slow.
I mean, they really could just walk in and at least get damage and just run away. There definitely should be wards on that blue buffs, for that way they have vision.
Here comes a little bit of poke, the frenzy. This looks like that all in we were asking for. Final Judgment, unfortunately a little off the mark. Here comes the Sunders coming forth.
Are we going in?
I mean, you did get a fair amount of poke like we had asked for. Obviously, now you're going to play for one more bull. Securing the bull and going for that last final all-in on that Titan. It's really in Blue's hands to try to make a recovery here.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely can, to be honest. I mean, their Titan, I mean, although it's like a little bit over half, I mean, they just have to fight outside the Titan. I don't think they realize they can poke out from farther distance than inside the Titan room. I mean, they need wards. They need to ward the jungle so that way they can keep poking at a safe distance, but I'm not sure if they would do that.
Let's watch from how he's maxing. Obviously maxing the dash of the 2 over the 1.
Yeah, see, I mean, if they had no team having wards is just crazy to me. That is crazy.
I am interested to see how / where the Sobek elects to position this. Like I'd mentioned, typically red's going to sit here and wait for Bull to spawn, pick up red buff, wave Bull, and then strategically drop the bird and go for that final little all-in on the Titan. They're holding this entire time.
To be honest, red team is just stalling. I mean, this is a lot easier than they're making it be. Yeah, this is exactly what they should be doing. They should poke at a distance and just retreat as they need to and keep poking. It's the only way to play this position right now. Sobek realistically should have went into the jungle and forced them behind because they don't know where Sobek is. Sobek's doing a lot of damage. Yeah, it's probably just doing that.
It should come down to how we actually want to do this. Obviously, if Atlas is able to walk in and get that ult off an X-Ball ult in return, they should be able to almost quarter health that. Obviously, red just electing to wait for a wave pressure.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Final Judgment lined up and used to hit the wave. He actually contacted the X-Ball.
That's cute.
Blue's dashing in. Ooh, big damage.
They win this. They win this now.
Oh, no.
That's the thing. They had to. They shouldn't have just dashed on the She-Ball. They should have just killed the tanks.
And that is game in response.
If they actually just focus the tanks, once the She-Ball dashes away, they should recognize that there's no damage that's going to be coming onto them. They can kill the tanks for free, and then they can go onto the She-Ball. But they tried to all in the She-Ball. But honestly, it was pretty close.
Regardless, still good team comp in general. The healing, the tankiness, the CC in both. They did elect for the double Guardian in the ADC. We started into this pretty well.
Who liking here the most? I mean, maybe they showed me a little something with the Ivana.
Or maybe they surprise you. Obviously, this one immediately jumps into almost 3 minutes in the game. I'm not going to fast forward. I'm trying to watch as much of this as possible. Ravana just looking to try to get his a little bit of damage off in the X-Ball, make him feel a little uncomfortable with his positioning. Savanas rapping here, looking for a little cheeky play. It's a big move.
I like this X-Ball.
It's a big snatch, double ult. That is insane.
Yeah,
wow, that's well played.
I really like this X-Ball. This X-Ball is extremely confident in his team. It looks like their comms are really solid. That's what I like seeing. Like when your ADC is confident in casting like that, even though he's taking damage, this is good.
That is good team play, good coordination. That's the kind of coordination and ults I want to see from this.
Yeah, absolutely. They wasn't even scared at all. And you notice the most likely telling them that they win this fight. So Dasha and Shibalanke felt very confident knowing they were going to get the kill. Not only that, but he felt safe doing it as well.
Honestly, I'm a little concerned. I genuinely, I don't think the draft, I think this is P's and B's, and it's lost 100% in my opinion, especially if the Guardians get itemization, because you're running a double Fizz and a Guardian who's typically going to run more so tank, if not Bruiser. I don't think you're going to have the kill potential on these two Guardians that you're going to want, and they're going to run wild and free.
Yeah, I mean, especially it's scary to see the She-Ball hitting like this too. Yeah.
A lot of it's gonna be.
It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard. See, here's the thing: when you run the
play.
double Guardian, if their Hunter is solid, like the Hunter plays solid, I mean, it is very difficult to go with. And I don't really know how much of this could be a good back now.
Oh my God! The Sylvanas pulls.
Oh wow.
Sheesh!
Yeah, that's.
Oh, that guy's built different.
Yeah, this is scary. This is where he starts to get a little worried. They're also going the same build.
Oh, he's getting a little poked out. Hachi does have ult. He's got to be careful. If he gets 1 or 2 more autos into this X-Ball, that could be the ult. Oh my goodness, just not enough. Let's hover to that X-Ball, see where that health bar is at. 50 HP.
Yeah.
Just not enough. Gets the blink. He is forcing it. Does he get it?
100%, definitely. Oh wow.
Oh no!
Oh wow.
Forced interaction, a little off the mark.
I don't think She-Ball should be here. She's back. Yeah. Just give up the blue. You got everything else. You got 2 kills. I mean, there's no reason to try and die over a blue buff.
X-Ball being able to get full dom, surviving on 50 HP is honestly just unfortunate.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. Like, how do you fight into this knowing they've got a Terra ult, a Sylvanas ult that'll do wonders for them as well?
No way they pull this, right?
Do they get
They're
it?
pulling.
Wow, I did not. I don't know about this call.
This is an aggressive pull. Surely Red.
This is a.
Red is completely unaware of this. This is a cheeky pull at 6 minutes.
I would have never thought that this would happen either, to be honest. This is a call like, hey, we know you guys aren't even paying attention. We're gonna take this bull demon anyway. That is wild. I mean, I don't even know if they get that much value. Can they even get the tower?
I don't know. We'll see. It should be a T2 on the X-Ball.
Yeah,
both of them go for Cannoneers on the Guardian side. Interesting pickups.
That is interesting. I mean,
I would have expected more like a Sov with the double fizz, maybe a Midgard to deal with the auto attacks, something more
very aggressive. Yeah, very aggressive style of play. I guess we're seeing from blue side. I actually really like that with the way they're going.
The history books do favor the bold, taking a chance. Ivana looking for a flank, trying to get to this X-Ball with the ults.
Huge.
Might get their hands on him. Gets him locked down.
She-Ball has to find a way to sail. He's got to dash out of this, yeah. Oh, this is not good. He's dead. He's definitely dead. Yeah. See, that's the thing. He sat in there too long. See, that's the you have either a super confident ADC in which they pretty much play not safe enough. In this case, that's what happened. But they're not going to lose anything anyway. ADC does die, which sucks, but...
Obviously, you go a little under on the X-Ball, maybe lose out a little XP, but you're still favoring the Goldie given you've gotten the Bull on your side, so I'm not necessarily upset. I'm still favoring this double Guardian ADC in the late game.
I will say, that should make Red Team think, okay, this is good. They should instantly recognize, hey, this She-Ball is very aggressive. If we can find ways to bait him to...
Yeah, the X-Ball is poking out from range.
Yeah.
He's getting so much value here. Oh my god. Okay. This Sylvanas is just built different. Holy shit. My man is here to win it all.
Can I see She-Ball's point of view, please?
Of course.
Yeah, I think we should watch that.
Oh, this is a great point of view, Jan. Looks like he's going for a blue ball.
He said hi. He waved at us. You see that?
Yeah, I saw it, man. That was amazing.
I do kind of want to watch his POV though. Once he gets into a fight.
Once he gets into a fight, I'll watch the POV for sure.
Yeah, yeah. He is beaming. I will say that he is a beamer.
I mean,
I like that though.
Obviously, Nog's really going hard. But you cannot oversee or just like overstep the fact these Guardians are playing out of their mind, setting up for
I mean, here's the thing. It's also just scaring the front line of Red Team too. You know, I mean, you don't even feel safe anymore, and that's how these games should be played. It should be played to where every team is scary. Basically, every player is relevant.
Ravana's looking for more of a flank. It is interesting that Ravana obviously electing for more of the Bruiser build. The bracket's finally looking for a little damage, maybe a Divine for the anti-heal into the Terra Sylvanas is what he's electing for. Jingo, appreciate the follow, man. Welcome to the Big Blondie crew. Obviously, I gotta play it a little slow. Your ADC did back, tried to get the full Kins online. I love It's the exact same build path. I think it feels fantastic going the Griffins, Dom, and Dekins more so into that Oboe for a little help on the wave clear as well.
Yeah,
Not much. What's up, Jingo?
I think that's a great build for you know, especially when you're going into double guardian.
We have to give you Priv.
Odysseus's bow is also going to be nuts for both of these teams. I think, like, just really good.
Jan, you want to give Red Squid Priv? You can give it in here. It's fine. Blue obviously healing up. Maybe it looks like they're sending the full back. Red buff still having a quarter before spawning. Trying to make sure that they're having as much itemization, health, and pressure for this red buff spawn.
I can't seem to find his Discord.
Ratsgrid, are you in the Discord, big dog? What's your Discord? Throw that handle in the chat for Jan. Axball, the Bracken going for the stun. I love the separation / wall. Oof.
She-Ball's already half, though. This is a scary fight, yeah. I mean...
They back up, they give up red. The Bracken will be a little off. Even with T2.
Something. That shot was disgustingly good. That shell came before the Xbox dashed. Probably anticipated the ult, I'm guessing. Yep. Blue team realizing they can't.
They are all in this Terra. Is it enough though?
Sylvanas needs the ult. He's got it.
You did get the kill in response, but that's not what you want to see. Honestly, I feel like Nog trolled a little bit, being at the blue buff as his turret goes down under tower.
Yeah, definitely doesn't. I mean, I'm sure he anticipated his teams not to do that, but I also think maybe Sylvanas didn't have mana to ult, but that's not a good fight for them for sure.
The trading with the Hachi isn't what you necessarily want to see either, unfortunately. The Midgard online for the Ravana. Done with work so for the week, so about to chill and watch the stream. Appreciate that, dude. Welcome, welcome. Ravana getting the purple buff, or at least dropping it for his Hachi. I'm waiting for the Bracken to get maybe Divine online. Looks like he's electing for a little bit more damage. Obviously, having a double fizz on his team, he has to a little bit more bruiser oriented. I mean, a lot of this is going to come down to that X ball. X ball is electing instead of Oboe going into the Xe first, it would appear. While, like I'd mentioned, Hachi is going that Oboe, feeling those procs, and a lot of that yellow number on the Oboe procs is going to be pretty rough. Surely we can't all back here while they just run bull, right?
Hey, Red Squid, you should see it under the tournament section.
Did you give him Privs?
Yeah, I gave him Privs. I can't drag him.
Correct. Appreciate the follow, man. Welcome to the Big Blondie crew.
Nice.
Rabid.
I don't know if you can talk.
Hold on. Give me a sec, chat.
I thought I allowed it, but maybe not.
Let me look. Give me a sec, guys. My fault. Uno momento, por favor. There we go.
Yo.
Nice.
Yo. Gotcha. Welcome, welcome. What's up, Brad?
Hey, how's it going?
Where is the past broadcast? What do you mean past broadcast? Like, any time I'm streaming, I always post the VOD after stream. I don't know if that's what your question you were asking, correct? How'd your tournament go? What were you playing in Valpist, or what?
It was the Atlas, but it got rescheduled after
Gotcha.
I've been waiting all day. So
Oh, jeez, sorry.
Yeah.
This Hachi's putting in damage.
He's putting in damage. He's got the build. Both ADCs. The Glat Shield on Terra. Oof, a little off the mark on the clap. The big pull from the Sylvanas here.
Yeah, it is a big pull.
Is that enough? That is enough.
They've got to help. Nice and perfect disengage. Make sure you get to the back.
Good.
Yeah.
A lot
should
cleaner
just
from
pull.
blue.
Yeah, a lot cleaner. And so now instantly backs. Oh, I don't know if I like that.
We did get erosion on the Sylvanas in answer to the Ravana shielding. Got a big sunder. Wasn't really too
a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage, yeah.
Swing to the side.
Okay.
Both teams electing to back.
That's good. Blue team definitely needs to back. Weak Shibalonke, and plus their
I hate
Guardians
being on
have
this
their
side. I
mana.
feel like standing back here is weird.
Yeah, it is, but it's kind of weird though because like red team's on the right
Yeah.
or whatever. Yeah.
How are you watching in real time? So I'm on like a few second delay watching stream.
One of you we'd typically screen share, but I'm not screen
I'm
sharing.
not, man.
He's
I'm just
making
watching it
up
off the
as
stream.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So Blondie's probably thinking, what the hell is this
No,
dude
I
talking
knew what
about?
was happening, to be honest.
This is huge. That's a bot.
Honestly, the setup
This is insane,
it's been
yeah, that's-
insane from the Sylvanas.
And that's what I was
with the
talking
bulls.
about. Well, we got to talk about the Terror. The Terror blocked off the wall perfectly, made it impossible. I mean, I wouldn't even anticipated that. That was insane.
Chicken, if there's an issue, yeah, you can. It's a big all-in. That's the X-Ball alt I'm expecting to see. It's honestly just too much to deal with.
Yeah, I mean, that was perfectly played. I mean, this blue team is very well disciplined. They obviously understand the game mode very well, too. I mean, I love...
Amazing
no.
peel.
No way. Yeah, I was about to say there's no way they get value here.
I really like
Terra's
the red
also...
teams. Go ahead, my bad.
Yeah, sorry. This Terra is using the two so well, which is why I think Terra is amazing. I mean, obviously her normal kit used like, even at a casual level is so good, but blocking off an entire pathway, Bull Demon and stuff is just a very advanced gameplay. Love to see that.
I really liked the red team's comp better. I felt like their all-in dive was solid, but
In fact, they're just the first couple of picks they got really good on that all-in, but haven't been able to get it since because it's been that engage.
Yeah,
right.
I definitely think red team, they definitely have a chance. It's just, I mean, realistically, the Terror just separated them with that wall.
Of course,
I mean,
Paradise.
what do you do with that? What do you do against that, to be honest? That's pretty devastating for red team.
Chicken, in response to that, so I'm not giving out a ton of it, is all the rest of the round ready to go to round 3? Is that why we're talking about this? I'm assuming that's your reason. It's a big alt. Then let round 3 start then. That's fine.
Incredible.
I don't want to skip through this.
I mean, they're body blocking very well, too. Terra ult to guarantee the win. Most likely still going to get another pick, if I had to guess.
Oh my
If
gosh, the
not-
response? The Hachi full range autos. Oh my goodness.
Wow. I'm not going to lie. Paradise is also, I mean, both hunters in this case are just playing so well. Like, really well.
Paradise played exceptionally, especially on those range autos, getting the alt and connecting on 2 of his ones to get that full kill sent off. And just to communicate one more time, in case you guys didn't hear us, round 3 is allowed to begin. Please start those matches, and I will be spectating shortly.
Also, Sippy doing a good job forcing them to walk all the way back. You want to basically grab as much time as you can. They obviously can't kill her, so just really good gameplay. Both of these teams are playing at a very high level. This is a good match to watch.
Oh, 100%. Honestly, both of these are playing
I'm
very
impressed,
well.
yeah.
The Sylvanas
Yeah.
set up and pull. Terra obviously looking for the separation, getting the alt for the mids, X-Ball connecting, but the counter engage has been just as good, so I'm really excited to see how this turns out.
how do you feel about the Cannoneers? I know it's like been talked about already, but kind of the gold spooling on that since the starters don't exist in Joust anymore.
The gold spooling's really well, obviously help transition yourself and your ADC to late. However, I'm not really sure I favor going 2 of them and finding the value on both.
I've never played with it. I mean, I've seen a lot of people play it. I don't really know how I feel about it, to be honest. I mean, I really don't know, to be honest. I don't know if I'd say it's like something mandatory, but obviously this team seems to really like it.
See, this is the unfortunate part where they didn't
Yeah.
get the contact on the Hachi outside of just hitting the Tira. However, you did get all 3 ults on both sides here.
Yeah, and you got quite a bit of relics too. You do get the shell, which is big. I mean, I think honestly, red team just has to bait out the shell, like, and it's so rough because they got 2 of them. So I don't know.
The healing from blue is gonna make a big impact here too. I mean, they're able to just sit back.
Yeah, sit back, yeah. I mean, Hachi's doing what he can, but
Dude, this Sylvanas deserves a medal, honestly. Pulling that in, allowing to get a lot of that pre-poke, but the oboe from the Hachi is putting in insane work on that X-Ball.
they've done this what you call it. The Hachi's playing insane though, forcing, just trying to cast as much as he can on the squishies. I mean, recognizing the targeting that has to happen in order for them to win the fight is just. He has to do that, and he's playing it really well. I mean, he basically forced the She-Ball to back, which forces, I mean, basically the entire blue team to fall back.
Yeah, at the start of this, red team's dives were looking really good early game, but now that items are online, it's so hard for them to get to the back line.
Yeah, and I feel like, especially with Kabrakan, the problem is, since he doesn't have that escape realistically, it's just hard for him to get value here. Like, especially when they got 2 shells, like, your whole game plan of trapping the She-Ball is just basically falling under.
Especially with the double Phantom. I think maybe you found a lot of value if you didn't have the double Phantom, but because they did run double, that makes it incredibly hard to really lock him.
Yeah, if they just run 1, then maybe you can bait it. You know, you get it out the first time, and you know it's down the second time you get her ult. But now they got 2, and I mean it's just a good relic in general. I mean they're gonna take less auto damage as well. So
I will say though, with not going crit, I mean Titan's Bane on the Hachi, that could be a good point to play front to back, try hitting these frontliners, poke them out.
yeah, for sure. Titan's Bane is. I like
Dude,
the
someone please give this man a medal. the free-handed pluck to force the Hachi beach. Great heads-up play from the Sylvanas. Honestly, playing lights out.
Both of these teams are playing really well.
But I agree, honestly, especially going Titans, when you're going that pen build, you're really looking to contact those tanks. You should be just autoing that down, especially letting the yellow numbers on your oboe, really putting in the work, maybe get a little proc on the end, and then looking for that all in with the Hachi out, hitting all 3 and kind of going from that way. I feel like we're playing this a little too slow versus trying to poke that front line out.
Yeah.
He just Hachi won the Terra in that last fight and took about a quarter of her health. I mean, it shows how much damage he's doing.
Yeah, he can do it. I mean, honestly, both of these hunters are playing insanely well. I mean, look at the damage numbers, both almost equal.
Phenomenal clap. Totally sectioning off the Hachi.
Exactly. This is where it gets very scary. Honestly, they should have just dropped Bull, in my opinion, and just go for the Ravana. But, you know, that's just something I would have done. This is
Now,
wow.
they poke out the Hachi. Is that enough to really confirm Bird, though? So is that ult really worth versus just full engaging?
Probably
a little
Bird.
early.
A little
I think Bird's
premature, but
guaranteed
maybe
either
we'll
way,
see.
to be honest.
We'll see how that next Bird fight plays out.
Let's see what I'm guessing. I would like to see some 500 pots personally, but maybe we're upgrading relics in here.
Sylvanas is at that point. Same with the X-Ball. Looks like Terra is going to be electing for the Ethereal, while both the Kabrakan and Ravana have yet to finish build.
Nog did sell Griffin Wings and pick up Deathbringer.
I saw that,
Venom.
yeah.
He was buying and selling it for a while, deciding.
Yeah, that's big. Yeah, I noticed him sell it like 3 times as well.
Yeah.
I was like, because Griffin Wings, that's a good item. 30% attack speed. That's not something to joke around with. I mean, you're talking. That's a big spike for any ADC. Not to mention it's got a great passive. Might be one of those surprising factors. You know, you She-Ball ult, and then all of a sudden you got 3 crits hitting you.
So we guarantee Bird pretty easily, but now this is that choke point that I talk about all the time, especially when I'm streaming ranked Joust.
Yeah.
Between Bird and Titan, that choke point is rough. If you don't have an all-in potential to really all-in that Titan in front of the team, you have to get a pick.
It seems like they're looking to attempt to get some type of CC on this Hachi. I think that's a pretty good play. It's also a very awkward position for the Terra because her walls can now get taken away by the Titan if it walks over it. So
It's the problem you're playing a dangerous game with a Hachi one, though. Sorry, go ahead, Rat.
You're good. It looked like they were just buying time up for the X-Ball ult to come up, and then decided they didn't want to go in.
That corner's killing me. Sorry, chat.
Also, it's going to be awkward for them to engage this part because there's no blinks on blue side team, so they're going to have to play kind of weird in order to basically get in there without taking so much damage. I mean, this Hachi has been making a point to, hey, you're not going to just walk up to us and kill us. I'm going to make you pay. You know, both hunters are saying that.
See, I don't know if you can afford the X-Ball ban, Sen, because there's so many good tanks and even other ADCs that are equally as good, so maybe not affording the X-Ball ban is something they're going to look to do. Sorry, go ahead, Rhett.
The Sprint Horrific's pretty big as well. I mean, that is a way for them to get in.
Yeah, that will be pretty big. I mean, you almost have to disengage, but obviously red team cannot just disengage. I think red team almost has to find a way to just collapse on this Hachi, but it's such an all or nothing play. I don't know how they do it.
I think Blue's going to have to look. What's been working for them thus far is looking for a little bit of that engage, especially that little snatch on the Kabrakan, the lack of mobility, and really chunking them down after that. I'm a little concerned that they're looking at the Hachi a little too much now, kind of changing their point of view.
Yeah, I mean, I think they know that if they're able to kill this Hachi somehow, the game's pretty much over. There's nothing the tanks will be able to do to stop it. That's why they're...
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
No, go ahead. You're good.
That Kabrakan, I mean, look, yeah, I was just about to say that Kabrakan is very killable.
However, the X-Ball was forced back because the
that's huge. Whoever forced that back
shifted.
Save them.
Oh, if that Savannah snatch actually hits. Under off the mark. That
Oh
Sunder hit all three, though. Big value. So it will look like if Blue's trying to shift here, typically, especially with this poke, you don't need to necessarily force this. You have a little fire wave and pressure. The Hachi's a little poked out, immediately positioning for Bull, considering you're half health. This will be an interesting little fight.
This is what Rex was talking about, that healing, too. It's like, you don't even want to walk into it because they're just going to heal.
Well, like you saw earlier, especially with the Terror Clap, this whole wall, this whole path can be sectioned off, so getting in isn't exactly the easiest.
Exactly. With the problem with Terra is not only does she do great in just like mid lane fights, but once she gets to this territory, I mean, Bull Demon almost becomes like guaranteed because she can section it off. I mean, unless you're willing to pretty much die trying to steal it, that's your only options.
Another thing too, how do y'all feel about the Kens on the I'm blanking. On the Ravana over like a Heartseeker or something.
I mean, into a double tank, I like it. But I don't think he's utilizing it.
Yeah, how's that? I don't like it personally. I think Heartseeker would have been better, mainly because there's just no way he's able to cast like auto like that many times.
Yeah, if he's sitting up in their front line, he's getting hit. I mean,
yeah, both of these ADCs are just hitting too well for them to be like, oh, let me just punch this tanky. Like,
you're looking for more of that all-in potential. If we're all going at it,
you're going. Yeah, I'll be honest though, it's really hard for the Kabrakan to play in this game. To be honest, I mean,
yeah, we can't fault the Kabrakan.
With the amount of CC, the Kabrakan almost has to go in with a full team engage. They can easily be placed out of position with the Sylvanas. I mean, not to mention the knockup, the CC. I mean, they will just die. So, I mean, they almost have to play like a mage.
Hachi again, not able to get contact.
Oh my god. Oh, yeah, see, they tried
so
to
much damage on Terra.
That's a big Terra ult, though.
Not horrific, though. I mean, it's going to peel out.
Oh, this might be big.
They didn't even use relics, though. Blue not used anything besides Terra ult. Big response. Good beauty, double ult.
Should be a big ult, yeah. That's
you know it's insane when X-Ball's feeling confident enough to dash into the enemy line.
Yeah, that is an insane play. That is just insane.
They actually picked that though.
Wow.
Ravana actually with the response. A huge response.
Oh my
Forcing
God,
them. If he did not pick that X-Ball, that would have been game.
Wait, that's huge.
That is insane for them. Maybe a response for a T1, especially with... Oh, Nog's only down for 10, so maybe not.
Yeah, he's only down
that is such a low death. I mean, it seems like
man,
so long ago.
Surely that should have been longer. Like, I felt like that should have been...
does
Cap?
everything.
How's Cap on 30 seconds?
I don't know.
Oh, you're right. It is the Soul Surge, isn't it?
The Soul Surge
reduces your death timer.
It reduces the death timer.
No
So
way.
Cab
They
dies
got
first and they get
trolled.
punished.
Yeah.
That
Dude, I was about to
sucks.
say, I was like, no way he's not on like 40 seconds or something.
Soul
There's no
Surge
way.
reducing that death timer totally
Dude.
puts a wrench in
Dude,
the
I
response to
completely
that.
forgot that was a like
Dude, this
non-conquest balance.
Yeah.
Dude, I was about to say that might have been a completely different game if they had that time.
Yeah,
I'm not even
I
gonna
agree.
lie.
Oh, there would have been 40
Like,
seconds. That would have been a
Yep.
2-1 and a possible
that-
one more fight in response
yeah, I
to
mean,
win.
not only that, but they might have had their bird like at least close to back, could get position, wards and stuff to at least attempt to defend if they wanted to.
Wow, that is crazy.
Wow, I did. That is wild.
Honestly, you know what I'm scared of, and I don't think we have mentioned it? The fact that Nog on the next ball has a 3K in hand. That is about to be GG.
It's gonna close that distance between the Titans main pickup.
Yeah, not only that, but I mean, now you're going to be hitting hard. I mean, this She-Ball is going to be hitting hard. Any crits that land, I mean, he's got a lot of penetration too. I mean, if this Sylvanas is able to grab pretty much anyone.
Red not able to really
gonna
present
die.
this. Looking how fast that's dropping, especially with the 3K in hand and without his one prop.
I'll be honest though, I really think this was the push attempt right there.
Yeah, what do you think to like get back into the game?
Yeah, I think they needed to contest there, to be honest.
It's hard because like you got fire minions pushing in, you're guaranteed gonna lose your Phoenix most likely.
It might have been the uncomfortability, and the call would have been the Hachi didn't have relics for 5 seconds when they would have
I
had to
think-
make that push. So you're forcing your Hachi into a rough spot, especially in a corridor where Terra can section you off with clap.
The
So
part,
I
the
can't
thing,
really argue that.
it's hard, yeah, because I mean, blue team's basically got him in like checkmate position as long as they just don't blunder. They just, I mean, even if this She-Ball just ults every like 90 seconds and just hits the Titan, they pretty much get it down at this point with how strong he is. I think that's what they should do, to be honest. Just run at the Hachi, force the Hachi to run away, and then just hit the Titan, ignore everyone else. But both of these teams playing extremely well. Can't blame them for being patient. It is a cash tournament.
There's the Ravana Blink. This is big, though.
That's big Terrell, but he got caught.
But
No!
She-Ball ulted away. Not.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Oh, the carry.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's the game. Yeah.
Axball was not
Oh.
focused for just a little period of time, and in which that was a
Yeah.
GG. The beginning of that looked really great. You sectioned off the Terra, you began to chunk it.
Yeah, it did
You
look
took
good.
focus off of the X ball. He free casted and ran it down. On fort though, really well played. Honestly, probably one of the better games tonight.
Yeah, that was. Both teams played amazing.
I'm gonna jump right in. They're right at wave 1. I'm gonna just skip in real quick. Woo.
Facing Joust main Toyi, it is very strong. I'm actually excited to see traditional. I think traditional does. It
Top
is
damage
100% playable.
items.
I have heard good things about traditional comps. The double guard warrior or hunter comp is a very old
Yeah.
comp. Like back in like season 5. I mean that was a very old one, and I mean it's still good, if not even better now. But
Yeah, I still think it's really good. But I think a lot of people saying it's like unplayable now. I think that's just ridiculous. I think you just got to know what strengths and weaknesses are to each team comp. You know.
Yep.
I mean, obviously, you know, as a mage level 3, you're not going to be as strong as a guardian level 3. You know.
that being said, the Guardian team, the double front line, is getting pressured out really hard. The TOE bounces were hitting pretty good in their tower. Got a few double bounces we saw.
Yeah.
The problem you're going to realize, especially when you run a double guardian into a traditional comp, that you're always going to run into, no matter who's the pilot of it, is you lack that clear potential that a traditional comp's going to go into, especially considering the Joust changes that came through on this last season of Souls, I think was the season name. I don't know why I'm blanking on that. However, the minion wave was buffed along with the tower. And the starters were taken away, so your clear really lacks, especially in that double guardian ADC, at least until you get to 3 or 4 items. That's why typically Obo's picked up to help for the clear on the double guardian ADC.
I think around level 5 and first item completion is when we're going to see this double frontline comp really start to try to put the pressure on. You do not want to let...
Oh my.
That was huge ult. That was big.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Insane.
I was just about to say, you
That's
do
big.
not want to
That's
let
big,
the
yeah.
traditional comp to run away. I mean, traditional when they get rolling is very hard to stop.
Exactly. I completely agree. And, you know, you do got a pretty strong comp. I mean, you're talking about Kabrak and Ganesh into a Vulcan and Terra. I mean, that's a pretty good picks, I'd say. I mean, they definitely have potential. It's just, I will say, Yi, I mean, Joust main's just going to get so much value. He's very good on that pick. I've played against it. It just feels really rough. I mean, plus if you do get a random triple bounce, it can really turn a fight.
This is Hoyi's map as well.
Yeah, this is a very nice map for Hoi. Plenty of triple bounce options.
Why isn't this man casting SPL Ack? I don't want to. Fuck SPL. Anyway, obviously, any itemization really surprised you outside of that Heart Ward on the Ganesh?
I like the picks. I mean, I actually really like Bracer. I think it's also perfect on a god like Ganesh, where like you're not really trying to engage. You're more for Pyrrha oriented. Maybe you throw out your ult every now and then, but Bracer is such a strong item, especially in Joust. I mean, you're basically getting its full value if you put it in the middle of the lane the entire game. You really should be.
They went on the all-in for the Cabrakan. That is the communication in ults.
Yeah.
They didn't even have to use the Terra ult, which Vulcan Hoi locked down with the clap, and the Hoi 1-2 just immediately annihilates it.
And that's what we're talking about, the chemistry. Go ahead, Rat. I mean, it's crazy.
The Thebes will make them tankier, but not until that item gets finished. I mean, he's got to survive through the early game until he can get that Thebes stacked up. Ganesh ult missing there.
Yeah.
Goal. Thebes down.
Oh, I don't know about this. Oh, this is
Cav
this
just
is a
missed
fight.
too much. Yep. Cav
Yeah.
just blinked in and missed way too much there. They might even get more than
Yeah,
that.
they might punish. They might kill. They might kill. He might have been the
Bounce.
Will the bounce hit?
Whoa.
Very nice adjustment.
God, yeah. Playing against Joust Main Hei is just it's one of those picks where, in my opinion,
You got it, man.
you can't let him have it. It's, I mean, he is putting on a show right now.
That is his main. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, he is very, very good at that god.
Yeah.
I like the idea from Cab there, though, to try to get them back into the team. I mean, he blink
Yeah.
ulted the Vulcan, right? Like, that is the hard counter pick there, but unfortunately didn't have much follow-up. His team couldn't create the space they needed. I mean, that Terra zoned out very, very well.
Yeah, I think also it's like one of those situations where it's like he knows it's a good play, but is he recognizing that both of his teammates are half HP, and also we got an entire wave just coming under our tower. You know?
Yeah, the all-in potential.
I think
Got
what
no survivability.
I don't think a lot of people are used to the traditional team comp damage. Like against Double Guardian, yeah, you can do that because there's not going to be enough damage to kill you. But in this traditional comp, if they're like, hey, what is this dude doing? Yeah, you would die.
They didn't just pick a normal traditional comp either, though. They picked a high-pressure traditional comp. How does this enemy team beat Vulcan Turret?
They don't. I mean,
Unless you
that's the
Hachi
problem.
one, but
I
that
mean,
used to get poked down.
Maybe you use Hachi one, but then now Hachi's almost useless.
Oh,
right?
he just hit a triple off the tower and hit them both. It just didn't show. It was graphical glitch, but
yeah.
Oh my.
And here's the thing: it's like Taco and them. They're a smart team. They're gonna take advantage when you give them the advantage. You have to play almost perfectly in order for this team not to get a lead on you. You know, I mean, now once they get this tower, there's gonna be nothing stopping them from forcing you into bull. And now you're gonna be going into bull with a Terra, who's gonna lock you in.
Yeah, they're gonna have to try to all in another play again and just hope it works. I mean, they have to use Ganesh.
They have to shut down. They have to shut down one of them. I don't know which one they have to shut down, but that 4-0 lead is big, and they got to shut down something.
You have to go on Vulcan here. You can't kill the other ones. The Terra has fully completed Thebes with Spike. She's not dying.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be able to catch OE.
Yeah, you're not gonna kill Hoi, I don't think either. And see, if you're not familiar with the Hoi bounces, like teams will just walk into them without knowing, and they'll just hit the triple bounce. That's the problem. Like this Cabrakan's sitting right on a triple bounce spot, right in that little crevice.
That's how we watched, I believe, Nog die earlier, right? To that triple bounce. The graphics glitched out there.
Yeah.
I mean,
this team they're not even scared.
They shouldn't be. They're playing great. Keeping pressure on a comp when you have them up right now. This is
great. Yeah, they didn't even kill the wave.
Yeah.
They didn't kill the wave. This is gonna be free damage, and they can't walk up because the Vulcan turret. They gotta disengage.
Here's the all in. But they split targets.
They're not communicating. That's pretty much free. That's gonna be GG.
I think that would have been a kill if they went on the same.
The Aegis on the Hachi, heads up. Maybe a response with the ones? Not enough.
No, they're just so far behind too. I mean, look at the level gap. This is just, yeah.
They are putting on a clinic at this moment.
Great game. Grabbed the lead. Did not let the pressure up. I mean, just ran it down.
Yeah, I mean,
Riv, you're not supposed to unless you get admin approval or from the team captain, because we're trying to make sure no one's cheating or doing anything in that format. That's the whole reason it was there. But you need to get permission from the admins and the team captain, please, pre-doing that.
yeah, I mean, at this point, I honestly think it's just game. I don't think there's a way. I mean, even if Tara just walks up, yeah, if Tara just walks up and forces the Hachi out, which she can do because she knows there's, I mean, the Hachi knows there's going to be, you know, follow through. You just hit the Titan in the meantime while she's taking that aggro. So
I think that the game is just pretty much lost. I don't think they can ever step up.
Yeah.
I think it just...
I like the builds from Ganesh. I mean, grabbing the double auras, knowing that he's not able to stack anything, it's smart, but...
yeah, and this is, maybe they can put on a nasty defense, but here's the thing, this is, I honestly
might do
think...
it all in this.
See, again, right there, they went on the wrong person, they went on the one with the auras. But missed abilities are going to cost
that's
here.
so bad. They gotta kill him.
They got the
Can he do it?
Hachi
He
did
might
get
still
it.
can.
Okay, Nog got it.
Oh, they did get him.
maybe.
Good stun.
That's huge.
Oh,
That's
you
huge.
path back in. You didn't path out.
He should be out though. The wing shard pop's going to give him...
No, Tara.
Oh, that's not wing shard.
Oh, that wall. Oh, he actually got out with the dash? Good
Oh
Ganesh
my
silence.
God.
Very nice.
Okay.
Okay. That's big. There's no way they can end, right? I mean,
No.
Big clap.
yeah. I mean, honestly, I think
Yeah.
it's kind of troll of Red to just be chilling here. Oh my God.
They fire away too much, honestly.
Yeah,
It's
so
a
I mean,
good
like
try.
I was saying just a second ago, I mean, that Ganesh went those double early game aura items, and it paid off hard there. They tried to all-in commit like they did on the cab, but he's way tankier than the Kabrakan is, so it didn't work as well, and they got punished for it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and plus, I think it's also harder because, I mean, Ganesh also has a dash, you know? Why go for that when you can just go for the Kabrakan?
Yes, Taka, semis are best of one. Only finals will be offered the chance to do best of three. So this should be a pretty easy, uncontested bull. I don't think blue can ever step up here. This would be a bull into bird, and one last fight typically is going to call the end for this. And this is only a 10-minute game.
I don't even think they can contest. Not with the Terra there. I mean, there's just too much. I mean, if they lose one person, they probably just lose the game. So it's just too risky to go for that bull, I think, for blue team.
Does get the clap.
Were there any, there wasn't any stuff.
There wasn't what?
No. Still don't think.
Oh, the Hachi dash out of the Vulcan ult. Took the bracket
Getting a
all
lot of Titan.
Yeah, I mean, that's a
Hachi
lot
all,
of
you just
Beats
Hachi's
all
just
stun down Hachi in.
so behind that did little to no damage.
I mean, look at the. He also doesn't even have Odibo, recognizing that he needs this Dom so badly. I mean, I'm not trying to be mean, but Kins, I don't know if that's the play in the traditional. I think you need that. That Odysseus is about to proc.
The problem is he tried to rush Obo to try to help the clear, and honestly, it's too little, too late.
Yeah, that is the problem. See, that's the thing. If this double guardian, if they fall behind, if their hunter isn't able to get 3 items, the game's over. Their hunter you have to buy time for the hunter.
They're just poking the Titan down because
Yeah.
Joust, I don't know, Chad, if you know, but the Titan does not reset. So the
Big Vulcan
poke that
ult
they're
on
just
Titan.
doing for free.
They're in.
And this is how you poke down a Titan. I love seeing teams do it properly.
There's the
It doesn't have to be 100-0. It does not reset. It doesn't have to be 100-0. All you have to do is slowly poke it. Yeah, perfect gameplay. I mean, that was a good game.
GG. Let me look.
Definitely hit. Scary
I
going against
like
that
a
guy.
little of the boxing starting
Yeah,
up early.
boxing early. Why not? Both teams
Nog's
filling
not
it out,
afraid.
seeing what they're going against. You love to see that. Both of these teams seem to have a pretty aggressive play style.
Like I had mentioned,
But-
I'm going to favor more the order side as far as they're clear. Let's see how this works down.
Yeah. Trying to stun the on her. There's the Terra just being an absolute nuisance, and all of a sudden you're half HP for no reason.
It's interesting that red actually outcleared blue here. Mainly Horus actually stopping most of the abilities on the Cerberus, at least the spray.
I think that's one of the. It's just Terra things. Like it's just 3-1, and all of a sudden it's just you got pressure. This is a scary spot. This is Terra just provides so much. I mean, look how scary it is to go in that.
Horrific was utilized just now from the order side. Hopefully, just try to slow down the engage, but that should pretty much confirm red for the chaos.
Yep. I mean, if not, then maybe they can force a fight if blue decides to come in. I would love to fight here if I was red. Yep, blue team recognizing that's probably going to be a losing fight.
I don't think they make
And
it.
this is why it sucks to play on her, because you use everything on the wave, and you have nothing. Once he gets the Odysseus bow and stuff, though, I feel a lot better. And some levels in that, too.
Obviously, itemization almost identical across the board. Picked up a shell on the Horus instead of the Sunder on the Cerberus. Obviously, Cerberus probably looking for that big ultimate backstep into stun Sunder. Hopefully setting up for the on her ult across it. So hopefully we might see some cheeky little big ultimate plays from both teams. I think what I'm really interested to see is how the Horus decides to utilize his ult in this. Obviously, the transportation of that, but also some of the shielding that might come from the ultimate done properly. But how to utilize that Joust is always cheeky.
Yeah, I think so too. It's like I love Horus. I feel like his kit's like really strong, especially since he got that buff to his 3, like making his like 12-second cooldown, like, or what was it, 16 to 12 or something crazy.
Yeah, they dropped a few seconds off his 3 for the heal.
That's huge. But I always thought it's just so hard for Horus to utilize his ult really well in Joust, to be honest.
Ooh. Terra a little. Obviously, the ult was necessary, but a little afraid on that horrific pop.
Actually, I kind of like the Terra play. I think they did it just enough to where, like, pretty much he was the sole focus, but wasn't going to die. Created some openings for the ADC also to cast.
Forced a wave under tower. Chaos getting a little bit of a lead here. The gold lost.
Yeah, nothing ridiculous, though.
Back up a little.
Looks like She-Ball might be going for the Dom. I wonder what item on her is going to pick up second.
I'm assuming / hope it's always going to be a Dom, typically Kinzobo, but
Yeah, you never know. He could throw in a Hydras. He could throw in a nasty
he could throw in crit, man. Sure, fuck it.
Heartseeker, fuck it, man.
We have massive ults across the double tank. Ooh. Terra dashes straight into a wall. Makes no difference though. X-Ball kind of free casting, honestly, as Terra's being the predominant focus of most of Order Side's aggression. Double clap, forcing on her beats is insanely large for them. Now this initiation can really be forced.
Yeah, that's
you
really
have
big.
the lead here.
See, now I feel like it's just so awkward for the Hunter, right? Like they just have to stand at the maximum distance and slowly cast, especially as on her, you know? I mean, you have to use that too to kill the wave.
The on her auto attack impale missed. That should be pretty much spell the end. Order Side's gonna have to back. Wave's probably gonna go under tower unless Atlas decides to hold it. They decide to stay, which immediately tells me that they're giving up red here.
Yeah, they're definitely giving up red. Oh, they're staying. I do not know if I agree with this call. This is bad. They're gonna lose everything.
This is an interesting split. Is it enough?
Oh, they're getting all the buffs. No way. Serb, take it. Oh, okay.
Keep in mind, Serb does have ult.
Oh!
It's not enough though. Horus ult. Oh, Terra kind of get left behind. The body block's coming through.
Oh,
Dash.
got left behind. Oh.
That was that Serb ult I had mentioned earlier. Kind of looking to grab him, stun him, get that Sunder off for the honor ult, try to get most of that damage off. Didn't get as much. Obviously, the majority of the target should have been that Horus. Perfect timing on the Horus ult in response. Obviously, there's that utilization I had mentioned earlier, getting that Horus off for the CC immunity to stop him getting picked up by that Cerberus.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, even though they got a Horus ult, I mean, other than that, they basically got nothing. I mean, not even a buff. That's pretty rough. Not only that, they're going to get the chest, too. Not looking good for blue team.
I wonder if they force here, maybe look at a bull. Typically, I would never make that call.
It's risky to do it. I mean, sure, I guess if there's a time to do it, though, it's going to be now, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
you
while they
have,
got low mana.
oh! The Cerberus stun into the auto attack cancel on her impale, picking up the X-Ball or Nog on the enemy team. Obviously, he didn't think the on her had the damage, and went beadsing that stun.
Also, I mean, can we talk about the Cerberus damage? I mean, basically took a quarter of his HP with that line.
What's up, Krishoa? How are you, man?
Oh, wow.
He's not feeling incredibly healthy.
No, I don't think he dies, though. I
No, he shouldn't. Terra cooldowns are way too long to really mess with that. Even though she popped her horn shard for the cooldowns, she's really feeling the cooldown. Obviously, a little interesting, like you'd mentioned. The on her decided and elected to go Kins into that double tank versus going in the Dom, or obviously Xe Dom Oboe. A little bit different pathing.
Personally, I like the Dom first. I mean, Dom second, but Kins, I mean, you definitely can't argue with it. It's a great item. I wouldn't be upset about him. Bad at picking it.
Tournament's been really good. Obviously, a lot of great gameplay. This is the third place match. After this game, we'll follow up with the finals. We'll present the captains with the opportunity to play best of 3 or best of 1.
Yeah, I'm super excited to see the finals.
Yeah, it'll be good.
I'm interesting to see what the bans are. You know, what do these teams think is, you know, just some of the best gods in Joust.
The Cerberus damage is just ringing true.
Yeah, I mean, that stun also is just so good. Yeah, good poke. I mean, I personally wouldn't have used the ult there. Maybe it was for CC immunity. Yeah.
Like Radsquid mentioned, they did elect to go that sum up, which obviously makes it just incredibly hard for that Horus and X-Ball to get a lot of their damage off, making the order side a lot better
look
mid-game.
At the damage. Look at the damage that they're doing. I mean, it's like nothing. I mean, the Cerberus can just do whatever he wants. I also hope they pick best of 3 Crash.
Oh my god. The stun, the Cerberus has just been on point, really making the X-Ball feel uncomfortable and getting those stuns off, getting the damage off. The couple autos on her pretty much forces it.
I would have ran straight to blue, to be honest. I guess they do give it up, but that's okay. They get red, they get purple, they get blue. That's good. I mean, they're finding a way back into this game. I think we can easily see, as soon as they got Sov, things quickly turn for
the
Blue's
better
favor.
order said. Yep.
Yeah.
We are electing to go the Oboe on the X-Ball to help the clear as a third item slot.
Yeah, I love that. I actually think Oboe, especially when you have a double tank, it's just almost mandatory in the build. You just need it for the clear. Not to mention, it's just a great item in general. Rocking on everything, especially with She-Ball.
The stuns every time on this X-Ball, allowing him not to feel comfortable. However, the on-her did jump in. A great ult on her, forced to use that ult for CC immunity to get out.
No clue why he would ever jump there. I don't think you ever jump aggressively as an ADC in these type of matches. We'll see if he learns his lesson.
Honor trying to get a cheeky cancel impale free hand. Honestly, Serv's
putting in work. Yeah, he's putting in work with that. Which is crazy because we see the Serb doing like absurd damage, but still Atlas somehow is above him. That's just kind of how Atlas works.
I mean, a lot of what Serb's value has been getting is these stuns. These stuns have been insanely pivotal for him. Unfortunately, on her didn't have impale to really position and impale that on her or the Horus back in a tower to take the tower shot. I would have liked to see that from him. Obviously, force a tower shot. towers being buffed would really hurt. Maybe get more kill potential on that. Forces 3.
Yeah, on her just needs items. This is the problem. I feel like I don't know. Just not only that, but I think they left like 3 minions go under tower that they probably didn't even get XP for. Trying to take that fight. Obviously, it was a great fight. They just had no cooldowns.
Yeah, I don't think you can fight that there.
Yeah, I don't know.
X-Ball obviously not going to be fighting at all. He's out of mana. There's the stun again. Is it enough? They're all in it. Nah. Mitigations. Obviously, Forrest going for that more bruiser, almost tank build with Cloak, followed by Bindy. Stun again by the Serb. The Serb, it is rare that he's missing these.
Yeah, and not only that, but he's getting the most value by getting this push.
The dash in from the Horus ult is coming over. But is that enough? Clap to the zone. Good heads up play, putting the Obelisk, obviously the knock-up immunity into the Atlas, make sure she doesn't get pulled under tower. Well played from the Terra, popping Horn Shard for the cooldowns. Maybe it calls for a, I don't know, it looks like a blue invade from them.
Blue team recognizing that the Horus ult was
Keep in
coming.
mind, Cerberus does have ult here. Big X-Ball ult, unable to make contact.
Yeah, this should be.
This is where in
fight.
tower. They changed targets.
way.
Neither target's dying.
I'm not gonna lie. I think Serb might have wanted to push them away from his teammates in this fight.
Should guarantee blue, purple, blue for the Chaos side.
Yeah, definitely get all the busting.
The pillar is a little questionable for Leon her.
Yeah.
They are looking for a cutoff play here. Gets the stun again on the X-Ball. Unfortunately, Honor still behind.
They can definitely fight here. And see, this is the part where it's like you don't have oboe, so you're only hitting one person. I hope this on her gets oboe next. He has to.
That should. No. You just get a little poke. It looks like they're just electing to back, going for atomization. I'm assuming I'm going to see the Nobo on the on her, or at least T2. Oh, it looks like he's electing to go XC. Obviously, Nog electing just to go the T2 Oboe and then immediately go into a Kins. How he elects to go from there will be interesting. I'm assuming maybe a XC or Titans. Yes, I'm actually blonde. Who would have thought, chicken? It's crazy that's part of the name.
I would have never guessed.
Yeah, attack. I appreciate the sub, man. I can't with the sound clip, bro. I appreciate the sub, man. Welcome to the big Blondie crew, dropping that big Prime Gaming's insane, man. Appreciate you. Cerberus was looking for a little bit of cheeky gameplay, looking to catch that X-Ball out. He goes a big ult. This is all 3. X-Ball decides to be, gets the stun. Is it enough, though? On her.
Well, big Terrell. They keep fighting this here.
Here comes that pull. This should be enough, given he gets contact.
I mean, on her did beats. Oh, this is big. Oh, they're hitting the honor. He's able to back off.
Honestly, that Oboe is just putting in so much work for them.
Yeah, I'm telling you, if they had Oboe on this on her, I think these fights would be so much different.
Oh, the Terra picking that up.
Yeah, that's big. Honestly, this might. Oh.
Oh no, he's tanking. Oh no, he's tanking again.
Yeah, he's dead.
Oh no.
No, he keeps taking.
The tower.
No,
the tower.
Service could put in work. Service could put in work. Oh, I think Service should have focused She-Ball. That's okay. That's okay. They did good.
I feel like he could have all in that, but that's all right. The tower obviously acting as the third, it being buffed. No Emperors on either side.
Best case scenario is.
Oh, big stun. Is he looking for the Atlas on in exchange?
No way.
Doesn't have the Atlas all, obviously down half. Oh, that's crazy.
I mean, this serve is putting in.
This is some back and forth gameplay. Chaos obviously having a little bit of a lead, almost a little over 500 gold, but XP almost similar.
I really want to see Serb go like a Divine. I feel like Divine on the Serb would just do so much work for him.
I mean, I at the end of the day, I think Blue Order side has to win this. right about now, maybe to the 20-minute mark, his X-Ball comes on the line. I think X-Ball is going to really outdo the On Her in a team fight.
Yeah, I mean, plus I think honestly with the X-Ball having Odibo, it's just putting in so much more damage. I mean, look at the damage numbers. I mean, 25,000 compared to 12,000 for the On Her side. It's, you know, it's a pretty big gap.
Terra goes to pick up the purple buff for the Prawn Shred and attack speed.
But you can't say it's his tanks, because his tanks are doing more damage than Chivo's tanks.
To be fair, Atlas and Cerberus are more damage oriented, while the Terra is kind of the setup mitigations. It's a big stun. Terra gets ult on all of it. X-Ball didn't have beads, so getting caught there to get all the value he wanted.
Yeah, this is just mandatory,
It's kind of a wash
especially
play.
onto her to get this Odysseus bow.
Oh my goodness, there's a big damage. Beautiful Aegis pre that
Oh, wow.
pull coming across with the X-Ball.
Yeah, that was a great Aegis. No way they don't win this fight.
They might get some massive tower poke here, considering the On Her is very healthy.
Yeah,
Obviously, this always comes down to that ADC, the Impale pushing out of the Atlas Bull. On Her is swinging, though.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing a lot right now.
No way he actually sends this, right? He's sending it. No? Thought about it, came back.
Wait, no way they ult onto them.
He rethought
Yeah.
it.
I was about to say, that would have been really bad.
Catastrophe. Got the slow, but I don't think that ever helps them close gap. Anything on the builds really surprise you? I mean, maybe the Rune Forge on the Horus.
Nothing too much. I mean, I would like to see a little bit of damage mixed in with these tanks, to be honest, but what I really want to see is this On Her's got to get Odibo. Once he gets it, I think these fights will start turning in their favor relatively quickly.
Do you think it would be too little too late, though?
Not yet. I mean, both teams still have powers, so, I mean... Yeah, terrified. I think, honestly, that's a lot of just...
I think it's Oboe, but X-Ball is just...
O-Ball and X-Ball, yeah. His one is just very strong.
Big beads. Contacting. There it is.
We haven't seen any Devos rush.
I don't think you're ever going to really see the Devos either, I'll be honest. I think it's just the conch build. It doesn't really spike well. It makes it even more late game than necessary, and it hurts your guys' clear, especially when you're playing a double tank. Your clear is already pretty bad. You need the Griffins. Griffins dom
bad.
typically. Oh wait, stopped. Oh, he could have stopped that back. It's 4.
Yeah, he could have used 2, couldn't he?
He threw it at someone else and not the expert.
No, he still had it.
Hmm.
I meant the breath. He could have used breath at that distance.
He could have done a lot of things, but that's fine. I don't think they ever killed though, unfortunately. Neither one of them had ults, so it would have been really not, but would have liked to try. It depends on what you're actually looking to go into, to be honest. Typically, you're going to see Titan's Bane.
Yeah,
some people have done.
I like Bloodforge, but Bloodforge did get really nerfed. Lost quite a bit of power.
So a lot of it, you're going for that shield and reset. And in this, typically, once you're killing one, that reset's nice, but more often than not, you're winning the game after a pick anyway.
That Runeforge? He wants you to hover that Runeforge.
Oh my god, that corner fucking kills me every time. Now, this team fight is really split. Under forced the ult. Alice elected to push that back.
Great CC by the...
Phenomenal CC. Although, I would say the X-Ball re-engage with that ult is all you need. Good heads-up play. Here's that hover on the Rune Forge once more.
Yeah, Nog's just putting in too much damage.
The 10% less damage and take 10% more damage Honestly, this is a huge heads up from the Horus. This is insane. Just the swing on top of Terra ult. Just a big pickup. Ooh. On her, obviously swinging for the hills.
Oh, wow. I'm about to say they almost won the 2v2. 2v3, I mean.
You should kill.
Yeah, he can.
No, he
can
loses.
kill
He
everyone.
loses. Oh, a teammate via
No.
teammate. Peek aways dropping the Nog.
That's bad.
That is pretty rough. The Horus 3 coming in clutch. Obviously, the mobility that provides him, just unfortunate.
Do we see a cheeky Horus ult into the minions? Do we see it? I mean, if there's a time to do it, it's now, right?
I doubt they do, considering Cerberus is up in 6. They might just look for this pick. They catch that dash. He dashed in. That should
he's
spell the
dead.
death. Yeah.
Oh,
Say, if
he's
you get
dead.
your dash caught, let alone dashing
He's
in,
dead.
you're just dead. That should secure Bull and in turn secure the bird. How they end from here, honestly, who knows? You're back up.
Yeah, I mean, in this, I mean, now they're in a 2v3.
I mean, 2v3, they just push wave here, right? Atlas down
Yep.
4-10, you push wave, immediately go Bull in a turn.
Should be push wave and then.
Should be just a direct pathing toward Bull here. Terra, like we had mentioned, especially last game, Terra can section off this entire pathway, forcing it, making it really awkward. Are they on a ward is the real question. Now, they hear the X-Ball in blue, so they should know not to step in here.
Interesting.
Big poke out on the on her immediately with the X-Ball. This Horus, he's going in with it.
I think you're right.
Oh,
Horus ult.
no.
Yeah, that should be game.
Obviously, that's a little unfortunate. That Horus ult, like I had mentioned, wonder how he utilizes it. Perfectly done. Forcing him back in the back line, getting on top of that on her. That damage. Oh.
Yeah, as soon as the Horus ult came through, it was guaranteed a win because the on her dash is down. Oh. They're playing exceptionally well defense, though. The double guardian.
The crit on the X-Ball final is a bit savage. He elected to do
Wait.
this last time he played.
What?
Oh, he's dead to the bird. They didn't kill the bird. Have they trolled?
Oh!
They killed
my
bird.
God. Wait, they get that bird.
But does he get away? Atlas should have enough damage to kill this. The Horus misses the stun. Big clap. Pulls him back. It shouldn't have. They should. I might eat my words. You shouldn't kill here given the CC between Terra and Horus. He gets
Yeah,
away.
definitely not. Definitely doesn't kill, but forces them to take a very late backing, which is good.
It was a little troll of a fight. However, they did get the bird. Honor immediately picking up this Bull. Big heads up play.
Yeah, Nog is kind of putting on a clinic right now. He's also got a 500 pot. I love to see that. Oh!
Horus
Oh!
ult to cut off the on her, pull him off the Bull. Honestly, you know, I question it right away how this Horus is going to utilize his ult in these games. Has done really well to find a ton of value. Obviously getting behind the on her and then now cutting off that Bull with X-Ball being down. This is huge from them. How tanky they are. They're just forcing it. Cerberus trying to pull it off is on her.
I mean, they're winning without the She-Ball right now. Hey, did they get relics? They got shell, didn't they?
Yes, they forced Shell. They didn't get anything else besides that, besides the ultimates on Cerberus and Atlas. Should be picking up red. Like I said, typically red around bird spawn and a half, if not 3/4. You go Bull, guarantee you have bird down upon spawn, free bird along with fire waves, kind of pressure in. I'm wondering how blue decides to play this. Typically some teams, depending on how they feel, would force a fight here. So maybe they're looking for a little cheeky pick on top of their sentry that they have placed here, trying to force a fight right away.
Yeah. I think this is a good idea, to be honest. You want to try and fight outside of your Titan
the
room,
Horus
try to
ult.
get as
Is
much
it enough,
focus as you
though?
can.
Tanks immediately on top. I hate that corner.
Oh,
Dragon.
this is scary now. This is scary. I think they lost. Maybe not. I thought the Shibalanke was with them. Oh, he got onto the...
Did he?
On her.
They should immediately just drop off.
What?
I'm going to swing back the other way. They should immediately just drop off here, going for Bull. Bird hasn't spawned yet. Like I'd mentioned, this is a perfect time to pick it up. However, we do have ults on the Cerberus and the Atlas. There's plenty of chance to attack this / force them off, which they are. This is big. Honestly, realistically, all I want to see. Blue just stalls. Let the bird respawn. This should be the last fire wave. So red's kind of forced in an awkward position to actually step in here. That is the clap. Like I had mentioned, that separation buying so much time. Cerberus to jump over it, getting stunned, and the rest of the team getting sectioned off. This should be game. Horus ulting in the back. Looks like I mentioned, getting that right behind the on her. And there it is.
Yep.
Perfectly paid.
Yeah.
And that's the power, typically, of those walls, the sectioning off of Ymir or Terra, Yamoja, etc. You step in, you're typically getting cut off, especially without the Phantom. And they never got that Phantom shell online.
Great Horus play. I mean, basically created openings where he could... And this team could win. I mean, as soon as the on her jumps...
I feel like Nog just
Horus
being a
is
little
good.
rude here, just padding the stats, you know what I mean? Going for the 70k damage on the X-Ball.
Yeah.
Absolutely
That is
insane.
I mean...
GG. Better. Typically when
Yeah.
you talk about auto attack base, but I can tell you right now, I used to play a ton of Chiron pre-starters being removed, almost as much as Cody. However, it does not feel great with the removal of that bluestone, needing that clear. A little start off. Good pre-poke. Electing to poke out the Medusa.
Yeah, also killing the wave. Oh, wow, that's a lot of damage on the Medusa. I mean, almost where they should back, in my opinion. I'm curious if they'll stay.
He did hit both of the back line, and then getting the 2 off the Chiron. The Chiron's getting good poke. Really interested to see how he plays this out. Obviously, Bluestone would have helped a ton, but I mean, once he gets Trans Crusher online, I feel like he's going to maybe run away with some of this damage. Blue Yoshi, appreciate the follow, man. Welcome to the big Blondie crew.
I think also, like, at high levels, like, it's really difficult for this blue team, I mean, to get the pressure I think they need. Like, they got it on the first wave for sure because they're full HP, but now that they're kind of backed, it's interesting to see what's going to happen.
Hey,
I don't think any more. No bots on Vulcan or Medusa though. I wonder if what you call is tracking that. That's pretty big.
We got the rage. How do we utilize it? Obviously getting poked out. Honestly,
Oh,
especially with the Vulcan turret, it offers so much pressure when you don't have the ability to poke it out or clear it really.
Yeah, it's very annoying.
Oh, we force Vulcan beads. The pathing a little off.
No, this is big. This is big for blue team, I think, especially with Kukulkan raged out right now. They should be looking to fight this.
Good giddy up, getting the Medusa off. Obviously pathing back and forcing the giddy up, pathing her off and using it as a knockback.
Yeah, great, Cody, using the 3 as the knockback. Yeah, it was really smart.
Some people might right away. Oh, that is a huge Vulcan ult. Pathing back in. This pathing's been really great by Cody. The Vulcan's just providing too much pressure, like I'd mentioned. You don't have that really heads up clear. There is, without the lack of bluestone, you're just gonna feel terrible.
Yeah,
Red kind of running away with the wave clear.
I don't understand what people were saying, like, oh, mages are dead now, because, I mean, clearly if you utilize them properly, they can do so much for your team.
I mean, like I've talked about several times, traditional comps I'm gonna favor more, only because when you buff those mini waves, you have to worry about that macro and wave control, especially early, and having full buff control across the map is massive. So without the starter on Chiron, and until you get Trans, which now he has, and honestly until you start getting really stacked, you're not going to have a ton of wave clearing, especially with Vulcan turret, especially with that poke. They're going to run away with a lot of this pressure. I just wonder how we're going to see this late. And maybe I'm going to eat my words.
Yeah, the biggest thing is the Vulcan
Contacts. 2 out of the 3. A big 2.
Focusing the Vulcan. This is big. Yeah, this is exactly how they should be playing it. Now, do you let free cast? Yeah, this looks like it's Red's fight. Red's team to win. They just barely get out. Wow.
The Vulcan ult off the mark. These fights are so close and really well played. I am interested.
Yeah.
Honestly, if Chiron had contacted the 3rd, it wouldn't have killed the Vulcan, but it would have definitely put a damper on Red Team's fight. He did contact 2 out of the 3 and got the 2 off. But honestly, like I mentioned, just never enough. I'm interested to see how Cody battles this.
I'm surprised to see Kokolin again. I mean, I love playing him.
I do love a good Kokolin, but like I'd mentioned, some of these warriors got really hammered. Even though tanks are meta, Kokolin especially, typically you'd want to see starters were a massive thing, whether it be a Bluestone or Warrior's Axe. They're a big source of your damage, really feeling that pressure once you rage. That Vulcan turret's just doing so much zonally. At this point, Red's just trying to pressure for Chaos side, aka Red Team, is trying to pressure for that red buff. Gonna force quick wave clear and look to push into that red buff. Getting a little poke with turret. Oh no. There's the 3rd. He did contact all 3. Is it enough though? Vulcan beats.
Should. Oh, he missed the one. Missed the one.
Good cleanse by the Chiron. So the Medusa didn't immediately dash, getting the Terra out there. Heads up play by Cody. This is a really close game. These engages are on a knife's edge. I'll be honest, if you had a Bluestone on the Chiron, I feel like some of these wouldn't be drop kills. They would be kills. So I'm really interested to see once he gets 2-3 items.
I mean, obviously you can see the team's game plan. They're executing it really well, and I mean, they're figuring out, hey, this isn't going well, let's disengage. And this is what a high-level teams do. They pick a target, they try and run it. If they recognize that it's not working, then they get disengaged. Both teams playing extremely high level. I will say though, personally, I think Red Team's in big favor right now.
I favor Red Team even late though. When you talk about an ability-based ADC versus an auto attack based, unless that ability base is really getting his hands on the Vulcan, that auto attack based ADC is gonna rip through your tanks, especially when you use the 4
and not only
items.
that, but I mean, when you just have 2 carries on your team, it's so much stronger than 2 tanks when it comes to late game. Yeah, Chiron's got big shoes to fill. Cody's been playing amazing though. If there's anyone who can play at that level, it's Cody.
Looks like Chaos side's gonna elect to back off, go their blue buff. Same with both teams really back in here.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's just a good call. I mean, they're playing pretty aggressively considering him. I mean, I'm sure in their heads they feel like they win this late.
Looks like Chiron looking to go Jotuns. Looks like he just wants to ult as much as possible. So I kind of want to see this Chiron be tossing him as anytime he can get it really engaged. Just be starting that off with it.
I think for sure. I think that's just a good call by the Chiron. He needs to have those cooldowns. He needs to be casting as much as possible. Not just to kill the wave, but just to kill the enemies as well. He needs to be ulting.
I think the only thing I'm kind of nervous at as well, the Kokolin hasn't been getting a great chance to keep stacking this cloak. He's rather slow at it. I mean, obviously we're only 8 minutes in. He's just not gonna. I'm just saying, anytime he steps up to really stack it, he's getting poked out because of the turret. As long as it's double DPS backline. Looks like they are kind of playing more so for that late game, letting Kukulin get his stacks, and hopefully going for an all-in engage. He did contact one. This is the second. Isn't enough though. That too might be. This is huge.
Yeah. Now he needs to figure out if he can disengage. Yep. Huge. I was about to say the openings have been there. It's just do all the abilities connect, you know, that's not easy.
Let's take that 2 out of him. So this should give them red buff. Vulcan's still down. Do they elect to actually pull it? They should have. They have enough wave pressure. Bonkus is shifting over. Kukulin's back. You should pretty well secure this. Fortunate part. Wonder how they play this portion. They just give up purple in response, just getting that red buff on the Chiron. The other part I'm genuinely a little concerned at. Obviously, Vulcan's been the target of most of the aggression from the Kukulin Chiron ult. What happens once you get that Aegis online and he's able to put most of that out, or maybe a shell as well in aid from the Bacchus, really nullifying some of that Chiron ult?
Yeah, that is, you know, when you get to these high levels, you know, you don't realize how important that second relic is, but once these carries get Aegis, you know, do these fights turn out the way they've been going? I mean, granted, they just got first blood. That is great. But are you going to be able to do this consistently and still get Aegis and kill?
Medusa dashing the blue.
I wonder if they heard it.
They did. And it looks like they secured it. They get away with it, though. Just walk away with a small victory. Which they do.
No,
oh, they didn't get it. Vulcan's
yeah,
got
Red Team got it. Yeah, Royal Vulcan got it.
I thought you did. I'm smoking something.
I think she was just trying to get some damage off. But here's the thing. I mean, granted, if they... Oh, I forgot about that item. Chiron is going that super
Vital
ridiculous
Amplifier.
Yeah, Vital Amplifier.
Works extremely well with Chiron and aids to his passive.
Yeah. Anyone doesn't know, I'm pretty sure that increases what their basic attack damage by like 15% or something.
I guess we'll hover the item once it shows up.
Yeah. I think it's 15% and it gives insane attack speed.
I have a big shout out for Chiron and all these cleanses on the Bacchus stuns. He's been doing exceptionally well in addition to having to worry about clear, trying to aid his tanks and getting away from most of that damage.
Yeah, playing insanely well. I'm not a big Chiron player, but seeing him being used for
to push out of that DPS. Vulcan off the mark. Could be this. And he jumps in. This could be the play.
Yeah, he could be dead. He should be getting dashed. What? He dashed in. Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know if that was dash.
Good immunity frames on the dash. Unfortunately, this should guarantee red, or the Chaos side, the red buff.
I really think, though, if the Bacchus just dashes away, he doesn't die. That was just like a free death.
I don't know why he upped down there.
Yeah.
Maybe he thought he had kill potential with the Vulcan, but Vulcan already dropped ult.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming he thought that Chiron would die, but he had no one to follow up on him.
Well, it might go differently now that we have Pride Wind on the side of Bacchus. He's going to have the Pride Wind proc on top of the Pride Wind popping, so maybe he does have kill potential at this moment. Moving forward.
Yeah.
We do have Vital Amplifier. Let's cover this. After healing yourself, aka your passive on Chiron, your ability gains 10% attack speed and a 5% basic attack damage for 6 seconds.
Yeah, so, and obviously when you're using Chiron, if you're just a little bit lower than full HP, your proc can get over and over again because it procs off your...
What's up, Realty?
Your passive, yeah. So basically you're getting 15% more basic attack damage, and you're getting 50% more attack speed. So, Basically, Medusa's first 2 items doesn't even give him as much attack speed as that one item does.
The Bacchus is trying to solo purple. Does he actually get it though? Not even close.
Yeah, it should be just taken. I'm not really sure about that game plan, to be honest. Probably just trying to hold it.
Honestly, both. See, here's the Aegis. There's the one. Vulcan turret.
Big ol'. It sucks that he had to do that right in front of
That was Vulcan, both relics. Obviously,
I'll be honest.
receiving at the most of that aggression, he should be dead here. Aegis
How do you-
forced.
And Aegis on the Iron. Oh, this is
Both
bad.
relics. Oof.
Oh yeah, this is bad. And they're taking. They got a minion. Oh, why didn't they stay in? I would have stayed in. If you stay in there with the minion, they would have got tower for sure. They don't have backdoor minion protections anymore. I'm pretty sure.
That should be T1.
Yeah, that's guaranteed T1 now. I think it was T1 either way though. That's big.
That is a big deal. Vulcan getting 1 stack on his coin, as well as decides to go into the ethereal staff.
Yeah, and this is what I'm talking about. I mean, don't get me wrong, Chiron's amazing, but can he... You're basically asking him to out DPS 2 carries.
Yeah. Not really sure. This is going to come down to a fight, and do they have the all-in potential? Honestly, we have to have the heads-up play here to know relics are off the Vulcan and beads are off Medusa. They have a window. They have a window they can do something here. But do they operate in that window, especially considering your Chiron's relics were down? Medusa really playing well off Bacchus burp, aka stun, and just getting a little free poke off the stun target if Chiron doesn't use the cleanse, because he's been using it on the wave, utilizing that really well. Jumps in. Unable to get really any poke in return. Nothing out of the ordinary really screams at me. We don't have wards yet.
We do see a
Terra is going
on the
Thorns.
We got Salve on the Vulcan.
You do have Solve on the Vulcan.
I actually agree with that call. I think it's really smart. Especially if they're focusing the Vulcan, Salve is just such a great item, especially in the double fizz. Although I will say, as the game progresses, the item does progressively get more and more useless. So, picking it up 4th, I'm not exactly sure if that's really what they want here.
They pulled us. It's impossible for blue to really out-secure the Vulcan ult that we just dropped.
Yeah, and not only that, but
He just links into a Bacchus.
there's nothing.
That is a double sunder, another double sunder. The Terra clap sectioning off the DPS off this entire time though.
I mean, even if Bacchus just gets that alone, that's worth it for them. Getting the Terra is huge. And they're still gonna lose the fight. That's probably game. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what more they can do.
The blink at the Bacchus, unfortunately, he thought the DPS was still there. They were long gone. Just getting the Bacchus, and the Bacchus getting a double jump into a double
And with
tanks.
and with double back line, they could be able to kill this Titan very easily. They have to focus. If they just focus, they're kind of mixed on targets here though. Actually, if they just focus on the Kukulkan, they should kill. If they would have just focused on the Kukulkan, they could have killed him and then probably ended it a lot sooner. But getting damage on the Titan, that's not bad either.
No, you got it to have. Like we talked about, this is always that state. It is in your hands. Typically, red's going to back here, right? They're going to go red, wave, look a little bit more poke. If not, just patiently wait. There's no need to force it either.
Yeah.
And you can always go bull on for that bird again. Blue is in the fire, if you will, forced to make a play.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, pretty much red. You have Bacchus go in, he soaks up all the damage, and you have the backliners cast. You get it even weaker, get it a quarter of HP, reset, do it all again. And there's not much this team can do about it because they have two double frontliners and there's no one who's going to kill them.
Yeah, especially that turret. You just continue to work yourself inwards and it acts as just even more DPS for free.
I'd imagine that is what Joust Main's team's going to do. Just slowly poke, force them to back off, and slowly keep dwindling down the Titan. Cody's team has to somehow fight outside this room, but not get poked out enough to where they can just walk into the Titan room. So she's got 232 on physical, not a lot of magic.
Taro, we did get the Aegis.
Big Taro.
Chiron did get the damage he wants, but is it enough to kill? The Vulcan, the peel. Oh, he blinked into it.
Huge.
But is it enough though? Maybe he does.
Oh, he does. He can kill. He can kill. Maybe. Oh my God, it's so close. He doesn't die. Maybe I can get out.
The jump immunity. No, the Vulcan. The Aegis. Well done, Cody. Perfect timing.
Oh wow, he knew that too. Yeah. There's a chance they could come back with this. I mean, this is big. Oh, what is the Terra doing?
The Terra's fine.
Yeah,
The Vulcan's now forced because they have to. Blue has to take care of Firewave. Vulcan immediately picking this up, decides to drop it.
Yeah, there's no way.
Chat. They might be back in the game with that play alone.
Yeah, that's.
This is close. They've recovered a little bit. What does our itemization look like? He has yet to get Heartseeker. He did pick up Titans. Obviously, Titans and Crusher. He's going to go Heartseeker, last item for this Chiron.
Look at the vision. They're fighting over these, like, right into the corner jungles. Like, entry pass.
What a great final game to watch.
That vision is so important, guys. As you can see, the sentry getting placed right at that corner as well. Joust Main's team knows how important that position is to maintain vision.
Honestly, I'm a little concerned how under-leveled the order side tanks are to easily get poked out, if not full all in.
Fighting for this vision. You can see Kukulkan also has a sentry, probably waiting for them to just back off so that way he can ward it.
Now keep in mind, Vulcan has the ability to sit here and just zone and then ult over, so they're giving up bull. Order side obviously just happy with the fact bird spawned and they got a little bit of the health back on Titan. They're waiting for that all in.
Yeah. Problem is, I mean, right now they kind of want to be fighting because the relics are down. I mean, you almost want to be looking for this fight. I mean, there's no better point than when
especially considering Vulcan and Medusa relics are spawning well before Chirons. You're at a 20-second gap almost where this bird might be pushed, and that timing might be pivotal here.
Yeah, I mean, once what you call it gets also Vulcan's got upgraded relics, so their timing might be off on when those relics are respawning. This is a big fight for red. They have both relics on it. They have relics.
Double
for
Sunder,
every-
big Vulcan alt, or big Bonkus alt.
Yeah,
The all in on the Terra.
Oh, I didn't get value.
That should
Yeah,
be
that's-
game almost. If
Yeah,
not, real close.
No, that's game. That's gotta be game. There's nothing this team should be able to do.
You get a fair amount of damage there.
They
Definitely
focus.
not
If they
kill
focus the
potential.
Chiron,
Yeah.
they focus the
Gotta
Chiron,
roll
they should
back.
be fine. Yeah. I'm surprised they're not focusing the Chiron.
That should be it.
Yeah. No, just
GG.
focus Chiron.
Wow. Just got home. Welcome home. GG's. Kato, Tasty Taco, Joust Man, take it. Liar, Star Sampo, Cody taking second place. Honestly, a really good attempt to come back. Unfortunate, but still the game won. Congratulations. Guys, I appreciate all of you guys for taking part in this tournament, for all of you that played, for all of you that came here to watch and hang out.